Do not worry.
Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to a very early Sunday edition of Do Not Worry. I wanted to do this stream earlier in the week, but like this stuff happened. Like I wish I talked about one of the main topics that we're talking about tonight, which is Lebanon negotiating with Israel. There was a whole press conference with Donald Trump and like Lebanese and Israeli diplomats that happened after the talk, and it happened right after we streamed on. I think it was Thursday night. It happened. So like I woke up Friday morning to like that video. I was like, shit, I wish I could have reacted to that. Wasn't able to react to it on Friday, and I didn't want to wait too long because already the news cycle moves so fast. Trump was shot at again yesterday. So there you go. Like now there's too much stuff to talk about in one stream. So anyways, I at least wanted to try to cover this stuff today before we got to the Better Left Unsaid episode later tonight with Brittany Simon as a guest with obviously James, Uninformed Leftist, and North Star Radio. That's going to be a fun stream. Tune in then, 10 p.m. Beirut time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Hello, Jess Polito, Miss Mitzbits, Bob Vorn, Scouty Poles, Miles Murphy Cork. Hello, Politics, Nalbus, Mac Lopez. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing good. This is a pretty early stream. It's going to be pretty chill. Not too many topics, just the two that we're going to be talking about. Let me just quickly see what do we need to talk about here. Before we get into anything today, which is primarily these two things, the Trump shooting, and then we're going to get to the, I want to react to the Lebanon-Israel press conference that happened. We are going to talk about, I want to thank our lovely members. As you guys can see, there's going to be a member stream tomorrow. Tomorrow, member stream at around like 5 p.m. Beirut time, 4 to 5 p.m. Beirut time. I will confirm tomorrow. But member stream happening tomorrow. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do, but it's going to be super fun. So that's happening tomorrow. So members, thank you so much. We're trying to get to 800 members by the end of next month. I think I might have the wrong date over here. Yeah. We have till the end of next month to get to 800 members, folks. We'd love to get to that number. And let me take a second to thank some of our lovely members that are joining us today. And Jim D. Dukers, very generously, just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. We just started. Jim, thank you so much. That's way too kind. I do not know how to react to such kindness, folks. Thank you, Jim. That is very lovely. That is very sweet. Folks, we are currently at 494 members. Thank you so much, Jim, for the lovely members. So members, we'll see you tomorrow for a member stream. And let me thank some of our lovely members, such as our beloved Jim D. Dukers, our member, community leader, mayor. Also, people like Yaya Kelly, 7771, Rainbow Lady Bound. I can't finish it. Rainbow Lady Bounce. Rainbow Lady Bounce. Sturmgeist 3411. Filth Planet. Also, Fluxide, Tony 77720. Stone to Jam. Pendulous Dragon. Nola Magnolia. Bozingas. Nola Magnolia, but there's been a member for 13 months. Insane. Sophia Loves Monkeys. Chakra Guide. Nour PSD, our very own Nour, folks. Low Key Crypto 97. Is that person still into crypto? I saw something saying H3 was. I think Oh, H3 Humor 84. That's funny. There's Ethan Klein on it. Is that Ethan's secret? Is that Ethan's alt? And no name 2977. Our members, we love and appreciate you so much. Whether you've been gifted a membership, whether you're out there gifting memberships like Jim D. Dukers, who just gifted Bob Vorn a membership. Beautiful. We love you, Jim. And by the way, one of our senior moderators. Don't you mess with Jim in the live chat. So whether you guys have been a member for 1 day or a member for 13 months, like Nola Magnolia, we love and appreciate you so much. Thank you very much. Look to that for that exclusive live stream tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Also, members who also get exclusive content on patrons who also get exclusive content on Patreon, including exclusive reactions from myself and Nour and Karine's fantasy board review. I know they're a little late on that episode 2, folks. Go bother them on Discord. Tag them on Discord. Ask them where episode 2 is. They'll answer you. I want to thank some beautiful... Actually, we got 2 new patrons. Let me see. Did I write them down? We're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live. Okay, so we got Riz and DG. Let me thank these 2 beautiful members. We got a beautiful Riz Blonde patron. And we got our beloved DG or Hui. That must be him. As a brand new abductee patron. And he paid in advance for the whole year. Joseph Ramirez is already here. Okay, so let me thank the brand new abductee patron, DG. DG, thank you so much. We love you very much. Also, Joseph Ramirez, who recently joined. Isa, Nabila, and Rachel, thank you so much to our abductee patrons. Blonde patrons, brand new patron, Riz. Riz, welcome to Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Matthew Bax, Dana Ahmad, Myri C, Edmund Pisarek, thank you so much for being blonde patrons and supporting the channel. And superhero patrons like Ezekiel B, Fadi Mac BB, Pee Wee Hernan, Bonnie Buns, and Ray D. We love and appreciate you. Jim, you've always been a senior moderator. If you've never heard it before, it's my mistake. Chris, we're going to talk about the hot nut. So thank you to our beloved patrons. We appreciate, and our Gati patron, of course, Elian Mujabir, our beloved Eli. We love and appreciate you all so much, folks. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It makes a world of difference. But keep in mind, you don't have to be a member or a patron to support the channel. It is more than enough for you guys to simply like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a Do Not Warrior. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. If you're watching live, hop into the live chat. Say hello. Join our Discord. And do me this extra special favor. Could you? Could you guys subscribe to Tino's Playroom, which is the relaunched... One second. Let me write. Subscribe to Tino's Playroom. I hate this keyboard, folks. Subscribe to Tino's Playroom, guys. Okay, I'm going to be building a lot of Lego live streams over here, gaming live streams, a lot of fun, chill stuff. It's happening right here. Just launched my Lego haul video. Super fun video to make. Actually, did pretty. I mean, 200 views. I know that's not a lot, but like for me on this channel, did better than I thought it would. So great, happy with that. Super fun video to film. Talking about my
like the perfect
latest Lego purchases. This was a gift from Bricking. After I got the Cantina, the Mos Eisley Cantina, folks, go check out what I bought, what I'm going to be building, all live on stream on that channel. So if you guys are interested in some Lego builds, go ahead and subscribe to Tino's Playroom. It's going to be a fun channel. Good distractions, good vibes, good times. Okay, thank you, thank you. Chris is asking about the Hot Nut Challenge. And what Chris is talking about is I found this today, folks, at the grocery store. Now, I didn't want to buy it at first. Obviously, God knows what chemicals are in these nuts. I mean, look, it's mainly 52% peanut, which is good. Okay, but it's one of these spicy whatever challenges that you see going viral. Hey, can you try these spicy nuts? And there's like 5 levels of spice, actually. Maki, later, buddy. Poor little Maki. There's 5 levels of spice in there, and this challenge can be done by 4 people at once. So I was thinking maybe Chris and Elias can come join us, and we can have a fun little chill boys' night stream this week where we eat some hot nuts. Don't you guys want to see Chris and Elias eating hot nuts? One second. Should we... Maki? 1 second, guys. I got to try to... Let me try to go and console Maki for a second. So if you guys, just as saying, save it for when you hit 30K subscribers. Oh, never, never, never. 30K subscribers can come and go. It means nothing to me anymore, Jess. 30K subscribers mean nothing to me. But I think just a fun chill episode that we could do. You know what I mean? Like, this will be the theme of the episode. We can eat a nut, talk about a couple of things, then upgrade to the second nut so we can have, 5 levels of this. It's going to be fun, I think. It'll be fun. Why not? Wait, Chris, is that the pinned? Wait, why is the nut thing the pinned message? I'm replacing it. Sorry, guys. Whoever pinned "How's the hot nut" is getting unpinned. So this is going to be happening sometime this week. Hell, I'll check with Chris and Elias. We'll fix up the schedule. Maybe even tomorrow night. If it's a calm night, why not? Why not some hot nuts on a Monday night? I'll figure it out later. I'll contact the gentleman tomorrow. These hot nuts are happening, folks. 5 levels of nuts. Easy peasy. Level 2 is warming up. 3, let's go. Are you nuts? And 5, what the fuck? I mean, after eating those bulldog nuts, I am the noodles. I am not confident at all in my abilities to eat these nuts. Like, 0 confidence. Absolutely no confidence. But I have a feeling these will be at least easier than the nuts easier than the noodles because it's just all in one nut. I can't but eat the nuts, so I'll eat it. The spice will be annoying, of course, but like the noodles, I just did not want to eat them anymore. Just one bite of that, and I was like, no fucking way. This, at least I'll be able to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Unless level 4 is way too spicy, then I'll be like, I don't want to touch level 5. Whatever, we'll have some fun, folks. Maybe I'll just watch the other. Maybe I'll watch Elias and Chris suffer. Chris says I can't pin anything, huh? So you guys can't. I thought you guys could pin stuff. Anyways, we'll see you guys with the hot nut challenge very soon. Let me make sure I just got everything out of the way. I just wanted to talk about the hot nuts. We talked about the hot nuts, the playroom, and the member stream tomorrow. All right, cool. So members, don't forget tomorrow, exclusive live stream for you beautiful souls. Tonight, don't forget to join us for Better Left Unsaid with Brittany Simon as a guest, 10 p.m. Beirut time, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right. With all that down, folks, before we get into the Trump shooting, I just want to watch this real quick with you guys. We're not going to watch the full episode, obviously, of Russel Brand on Piers Morgan. We're not about to listen to a rapist essentially try to talk himself out of a conviction or whatever. But there was this clip of him like looking for Bible verses.
Can I go back to asking you
that I just want to watch with you guys? I haven't. It says play it again. I didn't play it again, but the only way I can pause it is by sometimes have to play the full video. But this is just so fucking awkward. Let's just watch this very uncomfortable moment.
question about your Bible?
Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking of taking it into court, and what you were seeing?
So the fact that he's taken a Bible into court, like, what a grifter. Like, come on, dude. Like, all right, everybody knows you're trying to grift to the right and pretend that you're something you're not because you got convicted of rape or accused of rape. But, like, is anyone buying the, like, wearing the giant rosary and carrying a Bible into court? Like, is anyone really buying this like shtick? Does he still have supporters? Are people still watching Russel Brand?
Looking at some passages, what were the relevant passages for you?
All right. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. That didn't hurt, did it?
A little bit. It was this from a...
Or thinking of taking it into court, and what you...
Okay, first of all, Hermio says, did I just hear weakling talk for spicy noodles? Weakling? You just didn't try those. Those like level... those are like the 3X or 4X bulldog noodles. Those were a nightmare. Ask Chris. Chris is a big guy. I feel like Chris can handle the spice. Exactly, Chris. Me, Elias, and Anthony are going to have hot nuts in our mouth. So if that's what you guys want to watch, come by the channel.
You were looking at some passages. What were the relevant passages for you?
All right.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Poca, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. Poca J. Roy says, Anthony doesn't need the Bible to court. He just gives a purple nurple to annoying Nepo kid. Listen. If you guys don't get that reference, that means you did not watch me on Chris Kunzler's stream last week, where I shared. Chris Kunzler brought up some like certain high-profile Lebanese people, and it turns out there's a connection between me and those people. You want to know what it is? You got to watch the Chris Kunzler stream. Poca J. Roy, good reference. Good reference.
Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking of taking it into court, and what you were looking at some passages? What were the relevant passages for you?
All right. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. That didn't hurt, did it?
A little bit. It was this from Isaiah. You're right. Bear did say, be chilled. Sometimes I lose the chill, man. It's pretty...
He's never fucking read this thing in his life. Got this fucking rapist right here sitting on like live YouTube trying to fucking find a Bible verse. And I love Piers Morgan for this. Obviously, Piers Morgan is a piece of crap. He's a piece of shit. But just him putting Russel Brand on the spot, like, hey, would you mind picking a verse that you like? And Russel Brand, who's never read this goddamn Bible, who looks ridiculous with this giant rosary. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me move myself for a second. I don't know if you guys can tell how gigantic that rosary is that he's wearing.
It's this. They don't like that, do they, in the old gallery? But remember, you just said it's a hired spot.
Look at that. He doesn't even know what verse to jump to.
This is from Isaiah. Excuse me.
Yeah, Clay Ben says Russell Brand is a Rumble streamer. Dude, I hate Russell Brand. There used to be someone that reached out to me on Instagram a few years ago to tell me like that they used to like my podcast and they used to watch my show. So they followed me on Instagram. They're like, hey, why don't you try to be a little bit more like Russell Brand and talk about the Russell, like the stuff that Russell Brand talks about. I'm like, no offense, but like Russell Brand is one of the people that I hate the most. And I would love my show if like my show does anything to remind you of Russell Brand, then I'm doing a horrible job. And that person got like very offended and like stopped following me or interacting with the show or anything like that, which I don't give a shit. Like if you like Russell Brand, you know what I'm saying? You got your own problems, lady.
Man,
you know what the problem is? It's not that he doesn't know where it is. There are so many verses in this Bible that he loves. He just can't pick. It's hard for him to choose one that he loves because he's just such a pious Christian. He's such a good little boy. Oh, little Russell Brand. He has a very sinister smile, Russell Brand. The best thing he did for himself, honestly, is grow like a longish beard because he has a very sinister smile. And the more he hides from that smile, like, look at that. You can tell a lot about sometimes about how people look. Look at that smile, though, bro. Okay. Tell me this is not like, I don't know, like a sinister person. You know what I mean? No, go back. Look at this. Like, you know what? I don't know. This is just not a good smile. He looks evil. You can't trust this man. Look at this. Freaky stuff. Freaky stuff, man. And I'm not trying to like body shame the guy. I'm just saying. Evil. There is just evil in the guy's eyes. You could tell. You could see it right there. You know, with some people, you can just look at, oh my God, dude, just threatening. That is a horrible smile. Truly, the man should not smile. So that beard was a good decision there. But it's not enough. It's not enough to hide the fear. Anyway, he's still going, by the way. Look at that. He still hasn't found it.
I'm not going to mark it before.
Lemon Mincat, hello. Schmegly, hello. AC, hello. Marcus Nelson, hello. Schmegley says, honestly, great teeth for a Brit. Look, I guess his teeth are all connected to each other, but they're just like weirdly long, and I don't know, man.
It says here.
Maybe a bit too much gum, but I'm not here to shame anyone with a lot of gum. Like on him, it looks evil. And just props for Piers Morgan for letting this moment go on as long as it needed to. He could have been, well, I mean, Russell, get along now. We've got people watching. We can't spend an hour. Do you know or do you not know where your favorite verse is from that Bible? He did none of that. He sat there silently, let him fucking fumble, let him flail around, pretending to be a pious Christian. Piers Morgan played this part perfectly. Look at that. Just watch him patiently waiting. Nalby says those Bible pages are so crinkly. Damn, listen, that's I own a few Bibles because I wasn't raised Christian at home. Like my mom is Christian, my dad doesn't really care, but we're technically Christian. But I went to Catholic school, so we've had Bibles. Bible paper is very thin. It's like sandwich paper. It's like super thin. It's like rolling paper. Not that I know what that is. But it's very thin. It's very easy to tear and rip. So yeah, anytime you turn a Bible, at least the Bible's printed in Arabic that we have here in Lebanon, super thin. It's also a way to make them, I guess, cheaper. You can mass print them. The paper is super thin. But yeah, that's what you do. So they're very crinkly. And to me, they used to have a very ASMR effect. When I was a kid and I used to go through the Bible for like school or something, or when we were in church and they would make us go through the Bible, the actually going through the pages was very enjoyable because I very much liked that crinkly sound. You know what I mean? It sounded very satisfying to me.
Excuse me.
There was actually things, speaking of, let me says, sure, speaking of like rolling paper, there used to be this thing in college. I had a friend at George Mason University. I'm not going to dox him. His last name was Kuzo. Okay, let's just say his last name was Kuzo, and he was from New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. He's from New Jersey. He told me a thing. He taught me like it's a piece of lore. Like sometimes, like in the States, when teenagers wanted to like smoke up, and they would run out of papers, they would use Bible paper as an alternative. They would try to go to the end. Sometimes I think there were like blank papers at the end of the Bible, and they would tear up Bible papers and use those as an alternative. So that's why I compared it to Bible paper. There was lore behind that, folks. Lore. Always learning stuff here. The Coos. I reached out to Kuzo on Instagram a few months ago. He never answered. We'll get the Coos one day, folks.
Man, I'm not going to mark it before. It says here.
He's looking at his producers. His producers are in his ear like, Piers, tell him to move on. Tell him to move along. He's just looking at them. He's giving them the stare like, no, you don't understand. This is great television. This is viral TV. I've been doing YouTube for a few years now. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. Do not cut from Russel. Do not change the subject, all right? Trust me. Look at that. He's looking at his producer. Right now, there's a producer in his ear. Piers, quickly. Move on from this. Move along. Move along, quick. No. We will not move along. This is viral content, and yes, I refer to it as content now. I, Piers Morgan, am a content creator. I'm no longer a journalist. I'm no longer a respected television host or a talent show host. I am a content creator, and this is viral content. This clip here is some viral shit, man.
The verse that I was looking at that day.
He found it, folks. We found it.
Was not this. I can't actually find the verse that I had that day.
You can't even find it after all this time. He can't even find it. Mitsubishi Records says they definitely put an EQ for that paper noise or something. I mean, they definitely probably played it up because he does sound extra awkward fumbling around. So the paper does sound extra crispy right there. It's also, look, he's mic'd up. He has a mic on his jacket right here. So yeah, it's picking up. It's picking up every single page flip.
But this is good enough. This is from Isaiah 12.
Oh my God, dude, that was legendary clip. Piers Morgan, chapeau for that one. Good job. Good job, honestly. Okay. Anyways, fuck. I was thinking, like, should I watch the whole thing? I don't want to sit here and watch Russell Brand for more than that clip. Okay, I cannot subject you guys to this. We're not going to watch a rapist try to weasel his way out of a rape. Let's get to the big breaking news of the night. Obviously, a shooter reportedly opened fire in the lobby of the Washington Hilton during the White House Correspondents' Dinner tonight, April 25th. Bro, what is happening in America? This is the, like, fourth attempt on Donald Trump's life. What is happening in America? How am I covering, like, other than the wars that we have here? Do you realize how many more shootings and, like, crazy fucking things are happening there? Americans being gunned down in the street that are happening in the U.S. compared to here in Lebanon. Again, sure, take Israel out of the equation because we're neighbors with the world's most violent and genocidal country ever. That is our next door neighbor. So we're always going to have some level of violence here in Lebanon. But what is happening over there, man? What is happening? I mean, look, people are taking the law into their own hands. They don't like what Trump is doing. They want to do this. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like if Trump were killed, I'm never going to say that it's a tragedy. Trump has led to the death of thousands and hundreds of thousands of innocents. He has led to the destabilization of an entire region. Just a few weeks ago, he and his army killed 160 children in an Iranian school. They've killed over 2,000 Lebanese people, over 3,500 Iranian people. That's just this war in this round. So it's not like it would have been a tragedy or anything, but, like, you know, political violence, this stuff, you know, it's crazy. It catches people's attention. Obviously, we can never condone violence, but, like, just fuck these people. But Marina, folks, has been a member for 14 months. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Marina for being a member for 14 months. Sends a super message and says, like, khalas, he could Google or chat GPT Bible verse in Isaiah, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, also have a good one. Got to go back to working. Marina, yatik al-afi. Thank you so much. Brave nurse, working all day and night, taking care of our Lebanese sick folks. Thank you so much, Amina, for the lovely comment and for being a member for 14 months and supporting the channel. That's crazy. So let's read what Dropsite had to say. A shooter reportedly opened fire in the lobby of the Washington Hilton. Let's just watch the clip. So you heard those gunshots. None of them. Trump doesn't realize. I think she might. Is she signaling with her mouth because like she heard the gunshots, or what is? Or are they looking at whatever's on that piece of paper? Yeah, no, I don't think. None of them know that there's been a shooting. None of them know. So you got security coming in. We're going to break this down, by the way. There's a lot of funny clips that have come out of this. Music still playing in the back. You still got the live band playing. People are confused as hell. Like, you see, like, there's pandemonium up on stage, but, like, people are still relatively chill. Like, no one understands what's happening. I'm sure if they fully understood that there was a shooter, they would have all fucking panicked. So you guys, okay, so some people are cowering in fear. Cowards. Yeah, the music makes it sound like a clown event, kind of. I remember when these events used to be like, you know, fun when like, I mean, I remember watching the Obama Correspondents' Dinner, like just his clips on YouTube. That was years ago. That's when I still liked Obama, folks. Obviously, the butcher of Yemen, who, fuck him. Like those were, and I think honestly, Obama's Correspondents' Dinner is what led to Trump being president. When Obama made like that joke, like, can you imagine a Trump White House? And I was like, oh my, and then, you know, the look on Trump's face. That's why we have Donald Trump. It's all Obama's fault, and it's all the White House Correspondents' fucking dinner's fault. Yeah, the music makes this extra fucking weird. Shark belly, of course I've seen the angle where Trump falls over. We're gonna get to all of the fun stuff, don't worry. So yeah, crazy pandemonium. So this is, okay, this is great. So Jasmina tweets, much respect for this gentleman who quite literally runs to stand in front of the president and hold him and block him with his body. Let's see this brave man, okay? And pay attention, make sure where Melania Trump is, okay? So here's Trump. So this brave man blocks the president while Melania Trump, bro, the first lady, is wide open. Look at this. You want to go for the first lady? Boom. No problem. Right here. Look at this guy. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, if I'm president, look, she has to hide herself. She has to hide. Like, listen, guys, if I'm president, I don't care if I'm the most important man or most powerful man in the world. I'm going to tell my security, listen, you protect my wife no matter what, okay? If my wife isn't safe, I'm not safe. Like something like that. You know what I mean? Like what happened to chivalry? What happened to taking one for your lady? The dude is just standing in front of Donald Trump and they're leaving Melania Trump just open for the headshot, dude. She's having a duck. Crazy, dude. Like the lack of, and like it's not like Trump is stepping in anyways. Like no one gives a shit. Look at that. That's such a funny picture, dude. Trump abandoning his lady. Also, it wasn't just Trump and the security abandoning his wife. RFK, Robert Kennedy, leaving his wife behind and not protecting her. And then he even forgot about her. Look at this. So Robert Kennedy is out there panicking. Honestly, I love these clips. They're so funny to me. Look at this. There she is. By the way, that's Cheryl from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I figured that out like a year and a half ago or something. Cheryl from Curb Your Enthusiasm trying to desperately grab onto security. There's RFK. There's her husband. Look, they forgot about her. She's like, oh, she's even like, I can't even hold out to him. What's happening? They completely ditch her, dude. She's out there following them pathetically. Look at this guy, look. Then this guy remembers. Now he remembers. She could have taken 12 bullets to the back by the time this guy remembered. Like, there's, oh shit. Man, then they grab her or whatever. But look at this. This is so funny, dude. Look at this. They all hop on RFK. All the dude bros. They all love listening to his podcast and shit. No, I guess no one here is a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan. You okay, Mr. RFK? You good? And here you see Stephen Miller using his wife as a human shield. We'll get to that in a second. Look at these cowardly men. Don't shoot me, shoot my pregnant wife. Please. Look at that. Look at that. So much disrespect for Republican women. This is how Republican men treat their women. You got Donald Trump and his security ignoring Melania. They can get to Melania. They don't give a shit. You got Cheryl from Curb Your Enthusiasm getting left behind. And you got Stephen Miller's wife being used as a human shield while being pregnant. Look at that. She's wide open for the shot. As he cowers. He's cowering under her. Like she's protecting him. Look at that. His head is lower than hers. How are you protecting your wife? Like, you got to be bigger. You got to be the bigger target. You got to cover her, man. You got to make yourself the target. She can't be the one protecting your little ass. What are we doing here? Look at these men. These are the alpha Republican men that Joe Rogan tries to convince you are like the real Americans. Hell yeah. All right? Look at RFK ditching his wife. Gotta get me out of here. And this guy hiding. Look at that. Protect me, honey, please. That's so. She's just like following them, dude, half crouched. That would have been like 15 shots to the back at this point. Shark Belly says, I don't know. That looks like him trying to make sure she doesn't fall. Are you crazy? Look at that. He's hiding. Listen, guys. Obviously, there's a little bit of comedic interpretation happening over here. But yes, but look, you could argue that he's helping her not fall, or you could also argue that he's hiding behind his pregnant wife, which I think is the much funnier interpretation in this moment, honestly. And knowing Stephen Miller and the kind of piece of shit that he is, wouldn't surprise me. But this is just Cheryl walking up and getting annoyed that she's been ditched by her husband. Yeah, now they're trying to make up for it, being like, oh, quick, get over here, get into this huddle. Too late. This guy's trying to get some footage. Oh, yeah. Guys, I'm at the correspondence dinner. I almost died. Pete Hegseth chilling. Oh, yeah. Chilling with that. Is that Dana White's bald dome? The boys. The real alphas, folks. This is the real alpha.
What are we doing?
Jess says, did you hear that Cash App Patel's girlfriend hid in a closet with another guy who was holding her and her hand? Really? No, that's funny. Yo, wild things happen at these Republican events.
Let's go to side. Let's not go up the middle.
All right. We got more footage. Don't you worry, folks. Don't you worry. Got a lot of... Oh, here's a better picture. Okay, Stephen Miller is using his prego wife as a human shield. Here we go. He's also sexually harassing her. So, I don't know, guys. Dangerous. Oh, yeah, look at this guy just staring at them. Is that Trump behind the curtain just staring? No, that does not look like Trump over here. But yeah, another example of Stephen Miller hiding behind his wife. Shameful. Okay, here's the all right. They rescue Weird Vance is escorted out before Trump, then Trump falls down. So here's the angle of Trump falling. So yeah, they take out JD Vance much quicker. It's like they know, like, listen, Trump is older. He's not getting any younger. JD Vance is probably going to run for president. We got to protect the future of the party. JD Vance, if anything tells you what the Republican Party thinks of like who the future of the party is and who's like to be left in the dust, it's what they just did right there. Rescuing JD Vance, zipping him out of there to make sure that if bullets are still flying, that Donald Trump eats one while their young new protege is safe. All right. And where's JD's wife? Did they also ditch her? She's probably filing for divorce. She's probably not even here. All right. So look, they take him out. Trump? Is Trump still there? Yeah, Trump is still fucking chilling there. Where? My knees. My cankles. I've been having cankles for the past few years. There's inflammation in my joints. My ankles are filling up with water. I don't know what to do to fix it. Don't make me run. Ow, my cankle. Slowly, 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 my cankles. They're so brittle. Slowly now, slowly. Who pushed me? God damn, look at this lady. Yo. Dude, this lady's not taking any chances. She's crawling all the way to the back. Look, listen, I'm not here, by the way, to judge anyone who's in a life or death situation. You hear gunshots, you're going to have a fight or flight reflex. I have been in a situation where a gun has been fired pointed in my direction. I was with friends. We were in a car. It was terrifying. The first thing I did was put my hands up and duck behind the fucking seat. I was terrified. So I've been in a situation where a gun has been pointed at my face. It was terrifying. So these people are crawling. If they want to cry, they want to hide under a table, do whatever you want. It's all valid. Okay? But anyways, let's watch her crawl to safety. That's what you get for being a friend of Donald Trump. Like, that's all I want to say, okay? Like, I don't feel bad for these people because, like, they all voted for Donald Trump. They're out here normalizing Donald Trump and making jokes. Let's make jokes with Donald Trump, who's dropping fucking bombs. Like, by the way, like, I honestly don't even give a fuck about this story. Like, I give a shit what happens to the American president at this point. After everything that they've done to my region and to my country, particularly over the last couple of months, I could not give less of a shit of this whole thing or any of the people there, frankly. So they all voted for like war and genocide. Like, that's it. I used to be able, maybe when I was younger, to separate like an American president and, like, for some reason we're always able to justify their horrific actions, like in the Middle East. Like, people used to love Obama. Okay, what about what he did in Yemen and the rest of the Middle East? So I don't know. I just don't give a fuck. I don't care. So if it seems insensitive, that is kind of the explanation at this point. Fuck America. Fuck Israel. And particularly, just fuck the Democrats and the Republicans. Particularly, the Republicans maybe a little bit more. Let's watch Trump all over again. My cankles, no. Crazy, bro. Insane. What do we got here? Okay, so here's another angle of Trump falling.
The gunshots were very loud. They did appear.
I mean, for all the shit we gave Joe Biden for being old, and make no mistake, motherfucker was old. He should not have been president. Not just twice, never. He should never have been president. Horrible. But, like, you know, he kept falling over and tripping over himself when he was walking on airplanes and stuff like that. Trump is up there, man. Trump is an older guy. Like, he's also, like, not fucking stable, dude.
Behind me, so I think that reporting of someone trying to breach the mag is, in fact, barging into the ballroom because they were neutralizing the threat. The gunshots were very loud. They did.
Desiree Portraits is asking, was it staged? Look, at this point, honestly, nothing would shock me anymore. The world we live in, psyops, everything can be manipulated. Was this staged? Is Trump just doing this for more PR? He figured that, like, I survived an assassination attempt before, did great for my numbers. So maybe now he feels like he's in a rut in the polls, and his what do you call them? The approval numbers are probably at a record low. The Iran war is an incredibly unpopular war, both in the rest of the world and in the US. I think Americans are sick of seeing their tax dollars spent on useless fucking wars. And obviously they're murdering people. So could you make the argument that, like, hey, it's fucking staged? And maybe, honestly, maybe. Who fucking knows anymore? I personally don't think it's staged. In my mind, I usually tend to take these things for what they are. But the possibility is always there. Do I think it's staged? No. I think that's a very high risk, mediocre reward game that you're playing. And if you do get found out or discovered, or if anything comes out that this was staged, like, the amount of harm that it could do is so much worse. I don't think Trump is in that much of a rut where he needs to do something like this. So I wouldn't say it's staged, but if it is, that'll be fucking wild.
You're behind me, so I think that reporting of someone
Talk with Shaw says he's doing it as a distraction and to boost his stupid ballroom. He does talk about the ballroom a little bit later.
trying to breach the mag is, in fact, barging into the ballroom because they were neutralizing the.
God damn, bro. It's fucking ballroom. Oopsie. Back to... oh, so this happened right before the event, which is fucking nuts, okay? So this, to answer the question, was this staged? Was it staged? What did Carolyn Lovett know?
To rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward.
Shots fired in the room. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the fuck? Like, that is an insane thing to say now knowing what happened.
There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to.
Crazy. Yizzy says, Lamau, everyone in the States is over it. We see this as staged. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Like, but personally, I don't care. Like, I understand if someone wants to kill Trump, I totally get it. I understand why someone would want to kill Trump. Also, access to guns in the States is insane. Anyone could get a gun. People with mental disabilities, people with criminal backgrounds, whatever, anyone can get their hands on a gun. So, like, very unpopular president, starting wars that no one agrees with, very divided political climate in America where Republicans and Democrats, it feels like they're always at each other's throats with a very divisive media, very easy access to guns, very lax laws with people with mental illnesses or criminal records. Mix all of these ingredients together. America is a country where things like that, it's kind of shocking that they don't happen as often, which is why I don't think I'm not shocked about these things anymore. Like, this is like the 5th time someone tries to kill Trump. So it could be staged, but I think Americans are also like, America is a recipe for disaster. You have all the ingredients are right there for this stuff to happen over and over again. So is it really staged? Or is it time for Americans to admit and accept that they live in the wild, wild west? Like, the U.S. has gone to a point now where, like, I think because you still see people dressed in suits and they're on a red carpet and they're trying to make everything look glamorous. And look, this is just another fancy event. There's fucking mass shootings every day that happen in America. It's just they're just able to like hide it and cover it, and the country is so big that like a mass shooting happens over there, you can still live your life normally over here where you are. It's not directly affecting you, but like America is like a fucking wild ass fucking place. You got ICE agents gunning people down in Minnesota. Cops can shoot whoever the fuck they want. You got people trying to kill the president. It's kind of crazy, you know? Yeah, Schmegley says, how do you even get in the lobby with a gun during an event like this? That all valid questions. I think when you have Kash Patel as the director of the FBI, like my command, you guys got to keep in mind, like the guy who's the head of the FBI, and there's a lot of clowns and there's a lot of people that are incompetent that work for Donald Trump. His administration is full of incompetence. They thrive on incompetence. So also keep in mind that like they have the shittiest people working for them now as well. So I don't know. Again, would I be surprised if it's staged? Not at all. But I always kind of go for like the simplest answer is probably the correct one. Occam's razor.
Hearing it.
I love it all. And you wrote most of it, you said.
I can't take credit. In true Donald Trump fashion, the man puts his pen to the paper himself. So it's a lot of his own work.
Did Trump even get to make his jokes, or like did this thing get interrupted super fast? Republican Nancy Mace, folks, Representative Nancy Mace. This is hilarious. Please get on your knees and pray for President Trump and for our country right now. Get on your knees. Come on, just everybody get on. I was like, what, you want me to get on my knees and pray? Like, you could just be like, hey, yo, pray for the president. Pray, put out some positive thoughts and prayers for the president, but like, get on your knees. He's like full on, like, oh, Jesus, please, sit by the side of your bed. Sit by the side of your bed, get on your knees and pray for Jesus. I think that's the lady that Cal Kalinske told her, like, that's a lot of beans, right? You nasty piece of shit or something. And we're going to, by the way, speaking of Cal Kalinske, we're going to be asking Brittany Simon about Cal Kalinske. She's not a fan of the whole dark woke idea. I'm a fan of Cal Kalinske in terms of, like, maybe not a lot of his dark woke stuff recently, even though I did find it amusing for a while. But we're going to be talking about Cal Kalinske, dark woke, good or bad, all that sort of thing. So tonight, tune in at 10 p.m. with Brittany Simon live on stream. So did everybody get on their knees and pray? Get on your knees now. Pray for the president. And then we had a few, news correspondents on the ground responding. We got Olivia Reingold. Who's that? Who's this lady? Staff writer at the FP, Politico, Report for America, Columbia Jorn. Like, this is like such a chill shooting. Like, did anyone even get shot? Like, no one. Where did the guy fire? Like, what happened? I don't even know what the fuck happened.
We were just seated over. I'm seated near one of the doors, and there.
Zay!
People are shouting USA now.
People are shot. Of course. That's what happens. And after every shooting in America at this point, you know what I mean? Someone who shouldn't have a gun gets a gun. Mass shooting happens, or attempted shooting. At the end of the shooting, Americans raise their fists in the air and start chanting USA. What are they chanting about? Like, I guess they're happy that no one got shot. It's like, USA, we survived, USA. But it's like, yeah, USA is like a fucking wild-ass country where you can get shot at the fucking supermarket. Look, even with all the maximum security in the world, when the president is around, you can't protect anyone from getting fucking shot. Like, what is happening to this country? Why are you chanting USA? It's a moment to be embarrassed of your country, slightly. That this keeps happening over and over again. USA, USA. It's such like a jingoistic, stupid macho thing to do.
I don't know, I just heard, like...
Plus, I love, I'm not gonna lie, if I were there, I would have probably busted out my camera and tried to make content out of this. Is content, Braid, okay? It's not my fault. Okay, maybe it is. But you know what I mean? I got a YouTube channel here. We're doing the news. If I can get some good footage, but what's sad is that everybody there is doing the same thing. You got all these motherfuckers, instead of being afraid for their lives, are like calling their loved ones like, honey, I love you. In case I never get to tell you again. They're fucking vlogging themselves.
4 huge knocks by this door. Everyone. I don't know, maybe it's safe now, but...
Like, it would be funny if everyone at the table was doing the same thing, if they're all, like, talking over each other. Like, if the guy next to us was like, I don't know what's happening here.
I mean, this...
Anthony Merchak did that. Oh, I know. We're going to get to Anthony, our boy. By the way, if you guys are just tuning in, don't forget that sometime this week, there's going to be a live stream where myself, Chris from chat, and Elias, we're going to be eating these hot nuts. It's the hot nut challenge. 5 level of hot nuts. All of them going in our mouth. Whose asshole is going to tear first, folks? We're going to find out this week on the show. Let us watch. So she wasn't the only reporter, folks. We had our very own Lebanese reporter who works for MTV News. Lebanon, right? He's an MTV reporter, right? Zaytoun Zero. So we have a local Lebanese reporter who lives in Washington, D.C., who's going to all these events. And I think this is like the 3rd shooting this guy survives. Like, this guy thought he's escaping Lebanon. He thought he got an upgrade. I'm working in... they sent me to Washington, D.C. Now I'm going to be good. Motherfucker, you're going to get killed there. Ja Lebanon, Anthony Merchat. Come back here because you're going to get killed. Okay, there he is. Our very own Lebanese reporter. Also, taking advantage and getting that content for MTV. He's going to be speaking in Arabic. I will translate for you guys. Chris says, Chris from chat. When will I be upgraded? Chris from friend. Chris is for the people that don't know yet. Of course you're a friend. Hello? He's giving groundbreaking coverage. He's saying, as you guys can see, we're all on the floor. They're asking all of us to get down on the ground.
كلنا على الأرض بقلب العشاء المخصص ولكن ما حدا عم بيعرف شو يلي
Like we're all, he said it again, we're all on the floor in this special dinner, but none of us know what's happening. Are you happy to be there, Anthony? How does this feel? Anthony Mirshat, is this the American dream you were hoping for? يا خي بعتوك على أمريكا وكل هالبهدلة. Is this what you wanted? ما عم بفهم.
صاير في إصابات أنا عم صور الإصابات.
He says there are injuries. I am filming the injuries. You know, honestly, يعطيك العافية, Anthony. He's there. His life might be at risk. He's terrified. He's out there getting that content, that exclusive footage of like 60-year-old American men limping out of a ballroom at the Hilton. You know what I mean? You always got to be working that. You know what I mean? Content brain isn't always a bad thing, folks. Sometimes you got to get that exclusive footage. Okay, look, let's watch that again. Look at that footage that he got.
في إصابات أنا عم صور الإصابات.
Says there are injuries. I'm filming the injuries. You look at that old man took off his shoes. You could tell he's hopping around barefoot. Where is his pair of shoes? Does his wife, is he married? Does his wife have his shoes? They go like, honey, take my shoes. I can't limp with these shoes on. Okay, honey. Is he a widower? Did he never marry? Where are his shoes? Did he just leave them there? Can he get them back? Is there a way to get those shoes back?
أنا عم صور الإصابات. هلا عم يطلبوا منا إنه نركض لبرا.
He's saying now they're asking us to run outside. He's asking us to run outside.
كلياتنا هلا عم يطلبوا من الكل إنه يهرب.
يهرب. Oh my God, he's making it so dramatic. He's like, now they're telling everyone to run away, to escape. He said يهرب يعني like fucking scatter, scram, you know, run away. So they're telling us all to scram. Oh, Anthony.
هلا عم يطلبوا من الكل إنه يهرب. في حالة من الهلع.
في حالة من الهلع. ما في هلع، ما في غيرك هلع. He's like there seems to be like a lot of panic. There seems to be like they're asking us to run away. There seems to be panic. I don't think any like cop or security professional will ever see a situation like this and tell people to like run away. The last thing they tell you is to run out. They tell you to calmly leave the premises, calmly leave so that you don't trample on each other. He's making it all. He thinks we don't understand English. شو حميد نحن bro? What do you شو مفكر يا أنتوني? أنتوني خي حبيبنا. So he's like, they're telling us to run away. As he's saying, look, people are, there's like a panic, a mass panic. Look at how people are standing. This guy literally has a hand in his pocket.
مثل ما عم بتشوفوا.
Look.
هلا عم بيطلبوا.
He's like, في هلا. Everyone's literally filming. He's like, there's mass panic around. Look, literally everyone is filming. This person's filming. This guy's filming. This lady's filming. This guy's texting. These guys are just walking. Everyone's walking in. People are still walking into the ballroom. He's like, they're asking everyone to escape as people are still walking into the ballroom. Yeah, so the guy, you can hear a guy say, please make your way out. And this guy's like, they're asking us to run away. There's crazy mass panic. It's like, it's so crazy. I mean, crazy reporting. But anyways, we're glad you're safe, Anthony Mirshat. He has 3,000 followers on Twitter. White House correspondent, masters in cinema and TV. Oh, the guy likes film. Beirut After Film directed. He made a director also, Beirut After 40, from the director of My Destiny, with more than 20 international nominations. And okay, so he took it on the circuit. Listen, guys, anyone who I can make a documentary right now, okay? And if I premiered it at a bunch of film festivals, I would have had a bunch of awards, okay? But I did what I had to do for the people, and I put my documentary straight on YouTube, day one, baby. Let's go. That's how we do it here. No pretentious film festivals. So White House correspondent, masters in cinema and TV, segment producer, MTV, award-winning director, Oscars 2023 contender. Wallah, wallah. You know what? This guy lives in DC. If you guys want, I could try to get in touch with Anthony Mirshat if I go visit my family this summer, and I could try to set up a conversation. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to have an interview with Anthony Mirshat? We could IRL stream it. We could go have lunch. Anyways, Wolf Blitzer, he's calling it as well. Good old boomers.
Others involved with him and what was going on. So I'm now in the lobby of the Washington Hilton Hotel, and all the people who were inside are slowly but surely taking the escalator up, and they're
slowly but surely, as the other guys, like, they're asking us to run away. It's crazy panic. You got Wolf Blitzer's like, everyone's slowly but surely making their way out.
getting ready to leave and see if they could get a ride home one way or another. The security going into the event tonight was incredible. I had never seen security around the Washington Hilton as tight as it was tonight. And I've been to about 30 of these White House Correspondents Association dinners over the years that I've been with CNN. And it was just very, very, very intense. And I have no idea if there were any indications that something like this could happen. But I know that security was beefing up potentially for something, and something happened. But the shots were fired just outside the door to the ballroom. The shooter did not get into the ballroom, was shooting one floor up the stairs.
So the shooting was outside.
Leading to the ballroom, and it was just enormously loud, difficult to comprehend what was going on. And I'm sure we'll be learning a whole lot more about the suspect, what was going on, if there was a motive or whatever. But when the cops saw me only a few feet away from the shooter, they threw me to the ground and got on top of me to protect me. And then after a few minutes, they picked me up and took me away to a secure room, the men's room, which was not very far away.
The men's room? Oh, wait, so the cops pushed Wolf Blitzer to the ground, hopped on him, and then carried him? I want to see that. I want to watch the footage of cops carrying old man Blitzer to the bathroom.
A few feet away from the shooter, they threw me to the ground and got on top of me to protect me.
A few feet away from, like, where were they sitting Wolf Blitzer? If the shots came from outside the hall, the ballroom, like, did they sit Wolf Blitzer by the door? Did he get the shit end of the stick? Like, dude, that's what's so weird. Like, in this White House, they got, like, you got fucking Dana White from the UFC sitting up front. All these fucking ridiculous characters, and Theo Vaughn and whatever the fuck. Joe Rogan's here. And you got, like, the press, which, fuck Wolf Blitzer, but, like, you got Wolf Blitzer sitting next to the bathroom. They literally sat him by the door and next to the bathroom because he said they picked me up and took me to a nearby secure room, the bathroom. So literally they had Wolf Blitzer sitting at the shittiest fucking place.
And then after a few minutes, they picked me up and took me away to a secure room, the men's room, which was not very far away.
It's not far. Of course it's not far away from where you're sitting. They don't like you, Wolf. You get to sit next to the shitter. Oh, I just wanted to see. I hope there's a photo that comes out of them picking up Wolf Blitzer. That sounds kind of funny. Yizzy was saying, was Theo Vaughn there? No, I don't think Theo Vaughn was there. It's just like he was at the inauguration, like, you know what I mean? Okay, this also, we got some footage, folks, of Erica Kirk crying as she walks away. Now, so while I personally don't feel bad for anyone in the Kirk family, I guess the trauma of her being already at, like, of what happened to her husband, it's hitting her a little extra hard. But, like, what's weird is that I never saw her shed a tear for her husband. Did she even cry for Charlie Kirk? I don't know. I guess I'm a bad person, man. But, like, I cannot feel bad for this lady. She lost her husband, you know, horrible shit. She shot, like, in a very violent way, etc. I just cannot feel bad for this lady. And all I can see now is Drewski. I'm sorry. All I can see now when I see her is Drewski. I can't even see a real person there. She's like a caricature. Mac Lopez says, Anthony, my mom said you look like my nephew, so you have family in Puerto Rico. Oh, awesome. We'll say hi to your mom. Hola, señorita. How's it going? You have a very handsome nephew, by the way, Mac Lopez. I'm sure the most handsome nephew. Okay, I can't look at this anymore. CAA suit. Oh yeah, this guy, by the way, this fucking legend right here.
That room. You have Tulsi Gabbard in that room.
Everyone's on the fucking floor, cowering in fear. You got this motherfucker slamming his salad.
White House correspondents.
He doesn't give a shit. Look at this fucking guy. Literally, not a single person. I mean, okay, this guy's casually walking around. Everyone is cowering on the floor. Bro's hungry. Bro's like, I haven't had my dinner or my applesauce. I asked for applesauce with the salad, but they forgot the applesauce. Bro's like, I got out of bed. Okay, I was supposed to be in bed tonight with the woman watching 60 Minutes. But here I am. So I'm going to finish that Cobb salad. Okay? I'm going to eat my salad. Yeah, you can't fuck with the guy, okay? So apparently that he is CAA super agent Michael Glantz is the man eating his salad in this viral video. What else we got? Dana White during the incident. Oh, yeah, so look at Dana White. So actually, we'll watch this later. Here's Dana White describing his experience.
Over, guys running. Oh, it started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every.
Yeah, bro, they were screaming, "Get down!" I'm such a macho. I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. Like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me understands what he's saying here. Let's finish this. Let's finish this.
Minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What is?
But he seems too gleeful. Like, he's way too gleeful. Someone just came in there trying to shoot up either the president or a whole bunch of innocent people. Like, who knows? Like, you could say it was a crazy experience. My adrenaline was rushing, but he's like gleeful. Look at that. He's happy.
And it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What exactly did you see?
We were sitting right. Pretty crazy, and it was pretty. Really took every minute. It was screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every.
I didn't get down, bro. I ain't no bitch. I'm gonna get down like a bitch? Hell no, man.
Every minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you was taking it all in. Pretty crazy, unique experience.
You were on the aisle. What exactly did you see?
We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right in front of where the president.
Yeah, Wolf Blitzer was at the back. Wolf Blitzer was by the bathrooms. But Dana White, I was right fucking there, bro. Right where the president sat. Wolf Blitzer, he was next to the shooter, next to the bathrooms. Me, we got the VIP tables, baby. Of course.
Yes, and what exactly happened? So someone got tackled or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. And they came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something. But, yeah.
So you didn't see the actual attacker yourself? Okay.
Just started getting noisy. Tables getting...
I mean, look. When people are in shock, you could also, sometimes people laugh. Sometimes everybody reacts or copes with shock in a different way. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But like also, as someone who, here in Lebanon, we've experienced a lot of, shootings, bombings, etc. I do kind of understand the taking it all in and just not appreciating the moment, but like understanding that you're experiencing something that not everyone experiences. You are living a moment that is kind of surreal, and part of you, at least part of me, does want to register that moment. Like, for example, Demi and I were somewhere a few weeks ago. We had rented an Airbnb where we're just walking around in nature, and then we just heard a bunch of explosions. That was at a time they had bombed, or like I think there was like missiles were intercepted, and there was just a whole bunch of bombings that happened, and it was super loud. We were just walking in nature in the mountains, and we heard very loud bombings. The ground was kind of shaking. We weren't sure if the bombing was around us. And while it was scary, we were talking about it later. I was like, yeah, but it was also kind of exciting. And she looked at me weird when I said it was exciting, but I was like, it wasn't exciting as in like, oh, this is fun, this is exciting. But like, you do get a rush of adrenaline through you when something this like crazy and surreal is happening. You know what I mean? Like, you do feel this fear and this excitement. Not excitement as in like, it's fun, but it's fear, it's adrenaline, it's shock. And part of me did want to, like, I'm sitting around, I'm like, okay, we might be getting bombed right now. But the way it felt and that feeling and that memory, I wanted to be able to, like, register it as its own separate memory. I don't know if I'm making sense, but, like, not in a gleeful, like, oh, that's fucking awesome, man. Like, we're just standing there and, like, I didn't take cover. Because, like, it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of a moment. Mac Lopez sends a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Mac Lopez. That's very kind. It says, thank you. You made my mom happy. Well, your mom made me very happy. Everybody's making everybody happy. Thank you, Mac Lopez, for supporting the channel with a kind donation. Yeah, if I could, like, in that sense. So also, if I'm somewhere and there's like a mass shooting or something, like the way, so look at his face. That's the thing. That's what's weird. Like, you can actually literally see him when he says like, I'm just taking it all in. He's literally like, Like you can see him absorbing it. That's not how what happens with me. Look at that.
Here, hold on, we're gonna call you. We're coming out.
Oh, it's so fucking cringe. People are trying to get the USA chant going, but it ain't going.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's so funny, dude.
Here, hold on, we're gonna call you. We're coming out.
Just take it all in, Dana. Take it all in. Absorb that shit. Okay, then we've seen this footage before.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the shooter, apparently. Again, this is... I just saw all this on, like, Twitter today. I haven't even watched, like, a news report about this. I don't care, okay? And also, like, you can only try to shoot the American president so many times until people stop fucking caring. And also, like, did everyone go to, like, stormtrooper school or something? Why does everyone have the aim of a stormtrooper in America? Like, what is wrong with people? Like, also, like, if you're gonna try to, like, shoot a tyrannical president and a genocidal president who's out there starting wars and murdering innocent people, if you're out there doing that, no one even knows how to aim. Fucking stormtroopers. Okay, so here's the guy. Photos just posted by Donald Trump appear to show the suspect identified as Cole Thomas Allen, a 31-year-old teacher from California, on the ground surrounded by law enforcement officers at the Washington Hilton following the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I heard that at first I heard he was shot and killed. Makes no sense. So there he is. Why is he shirtless? Why'd they take off his shirt? And here's a picture of him wearing an IDF shirt. Cole Allen had a picture of himself on Instagram in an IDF sweatshirt before his profile got removed. So, I don't know if anyone's figured out his motive yet. Have they looked at his voting record? You know? This is how the Secret Service controlled the shooter.
Where's it coming from? Over there. Where's it coming from? Watch your crossfire! Look out!
Bro, somebody go.
Bro, this is the most American sounding shit ever. Move, 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 go! Get on the ground! Like all these fucking lines that you just hear in like fucking Call of Duty and Counter-Strike at this point. It's just so cheesy. Like I can't take this stuff seriously anymore. See a bunch of like security guards or American agents or soldiers, but move, move, get down, get down. It's like, God damn it, bro. Fucking douchebags.
Look out!
Bro, somebody go.
They sound like monkeys, literally. All of them saying move, move, move at the same time. They literally sound like apes.
We got one down.
You guys sure you have enough guns? You guys sure you brought enough guns to this party?
Move, move, move. What the Oh my God. Stay down, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, stay down.
So stupid. What else we got here? So there's the guy. Let's see if I can find like a news report or something. Who cares? White House Correspondent Dinner News. Or shooter. Oh, there's the moment the shooter rushes the lobby. Okay, suspect identified. Let's see.
And now we can confirm the identity of the suspect. I want to bring in our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, for a little bit more about what we're learning. Pierre?
We're learning that the suspect is from Torrance, California, according to our sources. The sources, I'm going to try to be very specific here, is identified as Cole Allen, again, from Torrance, California. As we have been told by various sources and by the Attorney General of the United States, search warrants are being executed at residents associated with this man. They're also at his hotel room, obviously, checking and going through any items they can find there. Again, he's been charged with.
Damn, that's how he did it, huh?
Any items they can find there. Again, he's been charged with multiple counts, including assaulting a federal officer and using a weapon in the commission of a crime. Law enforcement officials are expected to do a deep dive. Right now, the D.C. police are saying he acted alone, but again, this is early in the investigation. They are going to look at every bit of social media activity, if he had any. They're going to exploit any devices.
Oh yeah, they're going to exploit the devices. They're going to look at everything, bro.
Mobile phones, computers that he has. This investigation is now full tilt, the highest priority in the federal government in terms of law enforcement right at this moment.
Yeah, a lot to comb through, including the hotel room where he was staying. Pierre, thank you. He's expected to be arraigned on Monday now. I want to bring in FBI agent and ABC contributor Brad Garrett for a little bit more on what's happening in that investigation now and where...
Yeah, not Naruto run. Haley, what up? Haley says, oh shit, I was balls deep in a video game. Haley, welcome. Join us.
Goes from here. Brad, one of the questions we keep hearing coming up is just how this happened, right? On the one hand, you have the president and law enforcement touting the quick response here, which I don't think anyone's refuting, that this guy ran through the checkpoint and was taken down within seconds, maybe even less than that. But there's the other question of how someone carrying a shotgun, a handgun, multiple knives makes it that close. Should there have been more security?
Well, I guess you'd have to look, Diane, at the configuration.
I don't think you can have more security. It's just more strategically placed security, I guess, because like they probably had tons of fucking agents. There's already like 7 dudes walking over there. They're just not being attentive. They're just literally walking, looking at the ground.
Of where that magnetometer
like no one's alert. No one's. Oh, sorry, didn't look at that. No one's being alert. Look at these fucking guys, dude.
Well, I guess you'd have to look, Diane, at the configuration of where that magnetometer.
They're just fucking standing there like they got startled by the guy. You're not supposed to get startled as security. You're carrying fucking guns. You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to startle the other guy.
Magnetometer was. What is the level?
Look at that guy. Oh my god, dude. That's so bad.
Of where that magnetometer was. What is the level?
They dropped the fucking ball, dude. He should have been shot while he was running, honestly.
Of security, if any, as far as checking people prior to getting to that magnetometer. Now, obviously, somebody charging through a crowd and running towards the
like honestly, guys, again, like maybe in a country where everyone is fucking armed, where there are more guns than like there's almost as many guns in the States as there are people, like expect political violence at your fucking massive events in your fucking gigantic stadiums where you can fit 30,000 people. There's gonna be cracks. There's going to be cracks and people are going to fall through the cracks. There's always going to be something that doesn't work. A security guard that doesn't pat someone down perfectly. A metal detector that is defective for just 1 second, and that's all it takes. It takes one mistake, one defective metal detector, one lazy security guard, and the whole thing comes crashing down. There are just too many weapons. Like do you guys want me to tell you the truth? I think in a country where there are as many armed people as Americans, mass gatherings like this should be banned or something, dude. It's just like literally not safe. It is a recipe for a mass shooting. You get people together, you cram them in like sardines in a can. You know what I mean? And then if one of those people has a fucking gun, what do you think is gonna fucking happen? Pandemonium and panic. Like mass gun consumption and mass gun availability does not go hand in hand with a safe society and people hanging out en masse in large groups together. This is what happens, and America is getting to that point, I think, like where there's been so many guns over so many years. Like the mass shootings are one thing. Now you can't even have a political gathering without fucking shootings. It started with the schools. It started with like hotels and malls and people shooting up malls and whatever. Now, any political event you try to have, and these shootings are happening at like Republican events, so presumably, I mean, I know the guy's wearing an IDF shirt, but like presumably, the assumption a lot of the times is like that these people are like some crazy leftists. Well, what's going to happen? And aren't Republicans the ones that like have guns at a much higher rate than Democrats and leftists? What's going to happen in 2 years when there's a Democrat who's president and there's like an event with a bunch of Democratic politicians? Like the country is getting to a point where you can't contain this anymore. You can't contain it. There are way too many guns. How many guns? Let me see. How many guns are out in circulation in the USA? As of early 2026, estimates indicate that there are over 500 million firearms in civilian circulation in the United States. Massive increase from the roughly 393 million estimated in 2018. Now, of course, keep in mind that a lot of those are like stockpiles, and you have like one crazy dude, you know, who lives in the South, who's got like thousands of 200 guns. So it doesn't amount to one person per gun, technically, but there's just way too many guns out there. The laws are way too lax. It's just fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. So this is gonna happen more and more, and I'm shocked that it doesn't happen all the fucking time. It's what do you expect is gonna happen, man?
Autonomer is one thing, but the question you're asking me, obviously,
that really is a Naruto fucking sprint, though. What the fuck?
Is should he have been stopped prior? Because clearly he's not very far from everyone, based on just the audible sounds from the president and obviously everyone that's in the room. So yes, it's going to be a question of how was he even able to get that far. But you know, you're also limited sometimes as to the configuration of a room and where security.
Shark Billy says, "I bet this was 3D printed, since it seems like he only got a single round of his own." So the gunshots we heard was like security shooting at him. It could, yeah. You could also now exactly. Metal detectors aren't even enough, because you could print out a gun in multiple parts theoretically, and walk in, and the X-ray wouldn't even know what the fuck it is. So you can assemble it later and then like do these things. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. And okay, and gun control is one thing. How do you do how do you control the printing of a 3D? If anyone can make a firearm at home, that's also much harder to stop. Like if people could just start 3D printing guns, then that's fucking crazy. You can have whatever legislation you want. I mean, you could try to make it illegal for people to download schematics for guns, and you could do it that way, but like people are always going to find that stuff. But I mean, at least, hey, you could still make it illegal. Because that's the same argument. Well, if a bad guy really wants to get a gun, then he's going to get a gun. Okay, does that mean you don't make a law to stop them from getting a gun? So yeah, it should be, and I'm pretty sure there are laws against like teaching people how to 3D print weapons at home, but there should be laws making that illegal, of course.
To clear people before they ultimately go into a room where the president and other dignitaries are there. So yeah, this is going to be another huge call for the Secret Service of how did he get that far, and what should we have done potentially to, if it's conceivable, to have stopped him before he even got to where he was ultimately stopped.
And the president, however, today is just thanking the Secret Service, thanking law enforcement in general for how quickly they acted. He said he's very grateful for how he and the First Lady, his cabinet, and everyone else involved was treated. Of course, we know that Secret Service officer who was shot was saved by his bulletproof vest.
Oh, so an officer was shot and was saved by a bulletproof vest.
Treated. Of course, we know that Secret Service officer who was shot was saved by his bulletproof vest. He's in the hospital now, but the president says he's doing okay. And the suspect is in the hospital being evaluated. They haven't said exactly why he's in the hospital, Brad. They say he wasn't shot in this incident. They didn't elaborate on any injuries, but they just said he's in the hospital being evaluated. But now you have this investigation on multiple fronts, right? One at the hotel, obviously. Another at his apartment in California. Where else do you see this investigation going?
So first of all, these type of attacks in
Trump talking about why we need a ballroom.
And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight. And
listen, you always got to be selling. Trump knows this better than anyone. He's a guy who wrote, you know, The Art of the Deal. When you want to make a deal, I have never read his book, but like I'm guessing you always got to be selling. Never stop selling. Never stop convincing someone. Maybe that's actually a bad idea. You can turn them off, but like he's using this opportunity to pitch his ballroom, to justify his very unpopular decision to like build a ballroom and like destroy part of the White House, to like add a whatever the fuck, a wing to it. But there, and this fucking guy, when are you gonna get fired, bro? You've almost killed this president like 6 times.
We looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the...
I love how he says, yeah, it's not a particularly safe building. I'm glad you came to that conclusion, and I'm glad you made that analysis after the event. After you decide to pack a whole bunch of guests that could have potentially gotten killed. Like, how do you get on camera and in front of the American people and say, yeah, I guess that building wasn't that secure, honestly. And I kind of had a feeling. It's like, if you kind of had a feeling and if you kind of knew that the place wasn't safe, why would you hold an event and risk having people getting shot or dying at your stupid fucking event? Like, that's so irresponsible. That is so irresponsible, and that speaks to his ego. To his ego and his vanity. Like, it's all about me. I want to make some jokes. Not the safest venue, but who cares as long as they hear my jokes? It's like, no, man, you can't say that.
Attributes of what we're this, but this is why we have to have a secure building, particularly secure building. It's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have.
And like, I'm sorry, it's not the Hilton. Where they did this at a Hilton hotel. Like, it's not the Hilton's job to make the building shooter-proof. You know what I mean? It's like the government's job. It's these fucking idiots behind you. That's why you have a Secret Service. To make an unsecure place secure. I'm pretty sure this Hilton hotel is like every other hotel in the fucking country. Use your crew, use your people. These fucking buffoons behind you, man.
All of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom.
Yeah, Marcus Nelson said the same thing. The Secret Service is supposed to make the building secure.
That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
I mean, look, this is going to sound crazy. Am I going to say something crazy? But at this point, you probably do need a White House ballroom. Like, if someone's trying to kill the president, and it's honestly, it's not safe for any, I think, political figure to openly go out in America right now, whether you're Republican or you're Democrat. I think it is kind of unsafe. There's a level of like, of insanity. There's a level of division amongst the public. You have a media that is constantly stoking the fires and stoking fears and turning people against each other. There's way too much access to guns. There's not enough care for people with disabilities. They're selling guns with people with criminal records. Like, no one gives a shit. There should be probably, I'm sorry, like if any president wants to do like an event, don't go to the fucking Hilton at this point. Do it in the privacy of the White House. It's probably much harder for someone with a gun to get into the White House than to get into a fucking hotel. It's not going to be impossible. Listen, it's going to be much harder. At this point, I hate to agree with Trump, but like, because they're putting other people at risk at this point. They're putting other people at risk. Any random guest who's staying at the Hilton, yeah, maybe someone has rented a room at the Hilton. There's a family on vacation. Now they have to get fucking shot because Donald Trump wants to make a few fucking jokes. Make those jokes in your own home. You want to get shot? Get shot there. Don't bring in random people in there anymore. I'm sorry. Like, that's it. And again, I think when it comes to gun laws and America, I think it's over. I think after Sandy Hook, if that didn't change the gun laws and if that didn't move people to drastically change their gun laws, nothing ever will. Like, America is kind of cooked when it comes to guns. That it's never going to change. It's no way. I cried when I saw Sandy Hook, dude. I was like, I'm a Lebanese guy who had lived in the States for a few years at that point. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is fucking horrible. And the pictures of these little beautiful angels killed, I guess maybe as Lebanese people and Arabs, we know that too well. We know, we've seen too many kids die uselessly at the hands of Americans. So it really affected me though. And I'm like, this has got to change something. And when nothing changed, it was kind of like, I lost hope in America. I was like, what the fuck? Chris sends a $2 super chat. My friend Chris, folks, says random civilian mass Kiwas, Lebanon, non-existent. Mass what? Kiwas? Was. Random civilian mass was. What do you mean by that? You mean was like shooting? Can't write shooting. Oh, yeah. Random civilian mass shooting, Lebanon. Yeah, so Lebanon has a lot of crime, definitely. And crime doesn't get reported much in Lebanon. So there's probably a lot of things that happen here that don't get reported, but like mass shootings in Lebanon are not a thing. We get bombed by other countries, and sometimes we get like domestic assassination attempts. Like they'll try to kill a politician by like planting a bomb under his car, the classic way. But like mass shootings, the way you have them in the States, like someone walks into a school with a gun and starts gunning down people, or you go to a mall and there's like shootings. Our malls have bomb detectors. That's how we do here in the Middle East, okay? You stop your car, they got a little machine, a little scanner, they go under your car. They'll have this little thing. Sometimes they even have machines that don't even work, but it's just like to scare you off. They'll walk past your car with a bomb detector. We do that here, the classic way, okay? Bomb threats. Shootings, someone came in with an AK or an AR-15 and gunned down 20 people at a mall or at an outlet store. Not here. So in many ways, Lebanon can be safer than America. Weirdly enough, you know what I mean? Like the law is not like, again, I just told you guys, I almost got shot in Lebanon. A guy pointed a gun at me and my friends. We were in a car, and if we did get shot back then, the guy probably would have never been caught, and there would have never been justice. So America still has many benefits when it comes to like justice and like cops and stuff and follow up on investigations. Yeah, I don't feel safe in America. Let me just say that. It's always fucking terrifying. And people are always on edge. Like, I told you guys this, we did a stream like a year ago or something where my parents were in a mall in the States, and then a lamp fixture in one of the stores fell, and it made like a very loud bang, and everyone in the mall assumed it was a mass shooting. So everyone in the mall started panicking and hiding. My parents ran into an Old Navy. They were walking, and there was like an Old Navy next to them. They ended up running inside the Old Navy and hid inside the inventory room of an Old Navy. My parents had just like moved to the States like 2 years or like a year prior. You know what I mean? And it's like they were calling me from inside an Old Navy, like, there's a mass shooter here. We think we were like, there's a chance where we might die. I'm like, holy fucking shit. And then it turned out it was just a lamp fixture that fell, and it sounded like a gun. But that's how on edge people are, and that's how people are always expecting there to be a mass shooting because they're so conditioned to there being mass shootings. As soon as they hear something that remotely sounds like a gunshot, the whole mall was in panic mode. It happened at Tyson's Corner like 2 years ago or something. Crazy. So like that's what happens when people expect these shootings to happen. They hear a bang, shit, sprint for your life. It was crazy, man. And it was kind of a trip for me seeing my parents hiding in an inventory room of an Old Navy on Zoom. Like, that's fucking weird. You know what I mean? That's funny. Here's 4 minutes of talking. Let's see what he has to say.
The New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel.
Oh, so that's what they're saying. They're saying that the person assembled. So it might have been a 3D printed weapon.
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that? And I ask respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you?
Well, you know, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have...
Who says I've studied assassinations?
Gone through this, where they got them. But the people that...
Oh, damn, Haley D says, same thing happened to me once, except we ran into Victoria's Secret, and they rolled the doors down. It's good, at least it's good to know that all the staff there is, like, prepared and trained for, like, this emergency response. You know what I'm saying? But, like, yeah, it just happens that the most random thing, people are so on edge.
Do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or...
I mean, what a question. Like, why do people want to kill you, President Trump? Is it because you're making too much of a difference? Are you too much of a hero?
Or a successful attempt. They're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names there, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot.
I'm honored by they try to kill me. I take it as a compliment. Every gunshot fired toward me is one extra notch in my belt.
We've taken this country.
It's a compliment. It's an honor to be shot by the Democrats.
And we were a laughingstock for years, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've changed this country. And there are a lot of people that are not happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And Catherine Butler, your team for a while rethought outdoor events.
Yeah.
Do you think that you now need to rethink
No,
indoor
well,
events?
but then you just don't do events. No, I can't do that. I have to, it is what it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. You know, he charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what do you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running?
He was moving. He was really moving. And the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they had their guns drawn literally by the time he was there. They were.
So I just updated. We're at 494 members currently. Thank you again to Jim for the generous gifting donos. We're trying to get to 800 members, folks, by the end of next month.
Shooting. That's right. They were. I thought.
Consider becoming a member of the channel. There will be an exclusive members live stream happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day away.
They were very impressive. I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know. You know, I'm not going to be. I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank you for updating us on the suspect earlier. Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people they're crazy.
Raimi Winter says, Timu false flag.
They're crazy, and you know, you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. You know, we had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally.
Is that my little Natuti making a little squeak? You guys want to say hi to little Natuti? I can hear her squeaking from the outside. Come in, Natuti. Come in. People need to hear you squeaking. I need to hear you squeak. Squeak for the people. Toopsie? Oh, did you guys hear that? Toopsie? Squeaky? Oh, little baby Nata, folks. Little baby Nata. Could you guys hear the squeaking? I think she was too low. Could you guys hear little squeaks?
Guys sitting, maybe at your table, who knows? But we had people all over the room, so he had a long way to go. That was really a first line of defense, and they got him. And they really, you know, they acted incredibly. No, there was no notification. We had no idea. Go ahead,
Do you know
Kevin.
any political motivations from this?
Well, you never know. No, we'll be able to tell you that maybe by tomorrow or the next day. You know, he's in custody, and they asking.
Kind of bored of this. What else we got? Oh, conspiracy. Jim, not that you hear that? Jim with a $5 dono, Maki and Nata money. Thank you so much, Jim. That's so kind and so generous. Way too kind. Nata, your cute little squeaks got you $5. Jim, thanks. W's in the chat for Jim, folks. So kind, so generous. Oh, man with long last name could not hear the squeaks. Yeah, I guess the mic isn't like her voice is way too low for the mics. It's a very little slight squeak. Could this all be a conspiracy, folks? False flags. What? Look at this. Right before Trump is rushed off stage, a man holds up a card. 1 second later, Melania reacts with an expression of horror on her face. He is a mentalist named Oz Perlman who was performing. I believe we just witnessed something much darker than we want to realize. Folks, what was happening? Was this all some dark magic? Was this all dark magic? What darkness was happening here? It's probably just a magic trick. Okay, just stupid. Stupid. I don't even feel like entertaining this. Okay, we're going to get into what I wanted to talk about on Friday or Thursday night, but we missed it. Lebanon had a second round of negotiations with Israel. Okay. What is this? So let me set up the U.S. topic. Now, this is a press conference with Trump. I'm just not sure if all the other clips are going to be included there, but whatever. And then we'll get into Lebanon. So now we're going to do another hour of Lebanon, maybe an hour and a half. I'm going to try to do this because I want to take a break before Better Left Unsaid tonight with the boys and with Brittany. Excited to have Brittany on. She was an amazing guest during the fundraiser. It's going to be very nice speaking with her tonight. Okay. Haley sends a $5 super chat with a question. Thank you so much, Haley, for the generous super chat. It's very nice. Says, did you see where the IDF Cuck's family can legally use his sperm? No, where? Where can that sperm be legally used? I know I've recently discovered, which I did not want to know, that sperm can survive inside an Israeli soldier for up to 72 hours. Ugh. What are they doing with this stuff, Haley? Don't tell me they can like donate it to like sperm banks in America or something. Are people getting dads in America from like Israelis? DG says it was a false flag. Honestly, it could probably be a false flag. Who knows? Who knows? Honestly, at this point, who cares? Who cares? Right? Okay. No. Slam Persan says, did you see the Bath Hasbara podcast clip with Troy Bond where they say they got the sperm from dead guys 170 times? What? From where, though? Okay. Guys, Lebanon and Israel did a second round of negotiations last week. As this was following up on the first round of negotiations that literally led to nothing. I mean, they say that we have a ceasefire now in Lebanon. Israel is still bombing. Israel has taken over parts of the south. They have drawn an imaginary yellow line where if Lebanese people cross that yellow line, they shoot us. They've also been bombing beyond that yellow line today. There's no ceasefire. There's ceasefire in parts of the country, but Israel is still operating and doing whatever the fuck they want here in Lebanon. They're destroying solar panels in Christian villages that have done nothing to them, etc., etc. So Lebanon going to negotiate with Israelis and just making more concessions doesn't seem very logical while Israel is actively bombing and destroying our country. So let's quickly see what has been happening. So this is a 30-minute press conference following the talks. Let's see what Trump had to say. We're gonna play this a little bit fast, and then we have some interesting. If this is very boring, we'll skip it. But I think this should be good. So here is the Lebanese delegate, foreign minister, not foreign minister, but like our liaison right now, Nada Hamadi, Marco Rubio. I forgot this guy's name. Also Lebanese. Here's the Israeli diplomat, Lebanese diplomat. We got JD Vance. We got President Trump. We got Mike. Oh my God, Mike Huckabee, bro. Looks so old.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm told this is a rather historic meeting because these countries have been bordering each other for many, many years, and it doesn't happen much, although they like each other. I found that out today, and I've sort of heard about that. They actually like
we don't like each other. Again, this is just so embarrassing for Lebanon because we're going there, and we are agreeing and conceding to all of the Israeli and American framing of the situation. The problem is Iran. The problem is Hezbollah. Iran and Hezbollah have taken Lebanon hostage. Iran is taking the whole region hostage. Iran wants the whole area to become a Muslim. So now Lebanon and Israel are going to unite to fight the real enemy, which is Hezbollah, and which is the control of Iran and Iran's influence, etc., etc. The Lebanese people are just doing this. The Lebanese government is just doing this desperately to try and get on Trump's good side and to try to avoid a nationwide conflict with Israel because they're just too cowardly to deal with it any other way.
Lebanon and Israel. And we had a great meeting with the very high officials of Lebanon and very high officials of Israel. And we think that the president of Lebanon and the prime minister of Israel over the next couple of weeks will be coming here. They've agreed to an additional 3 weeks of, no firing, ceasefire, no more firing. Let's see. We hope that happens. It's not going to happen between them, but they do have Hezbollah to think about. And we're going to be working with Lebanon to get things straightened out in that country. I really believe it's something we can do pretty easily, just with the power of who we are, the great people, the Lebanese people. We have our ambassador here who has done a fantastic job, ambassador to Lebanon from the United States. And we had a great conversation, and I think it's the beginning of something very important. It'll be a wonderful thing to get this worked out simultaneously with what we're doing in Iran. And I'd like to start by just asking JD, our Vice President, our great Vice President, to say a few words, and then Marco will speak, and then the representatives from the country. Mike Huckabee, you'll say a few words, Mike. You've done a great job, by the way. I appreciate it. Everybody does.
Fuck you, Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee, by the way, believes that Israel has a right to claim whatever land that they think that was promised to them by God.
And JD, please.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, congratulations. Congratulations to you and our Secretary of State, but most importantly, congratulations to the people of Israel and Lebanon. I think it's a major historic moment. We're going to...
Feels great being here, JD. Let me tell you. Lebanon, we feel like winners in this deal. We're getting bombed. It's great. Our airspace is being violated all the time. The ceasefire has been violated hundreds of times since it started just, you know, like 10 days ago or something. We're doing great. We feel the love, JD Vance. We felt the love in form of your bombs.
In the ceasefire for 3 weeks that's already in place between Israel and Lebanon. Of course, it wouldn't have happened without the president's direct engagement. The fact that you have these leaders of different countries coming together for the first time, they came together in the Oval Office, and they came together because of energetic diplomacy, of course, led by the President of the United States. So,
energetic diplomacy. Do you think some of that diplomacy felt energetic because people were getting butchered in the background? And people were desperate to try to do something?
It's a big moment for the world. It's a big moment for our country, but just very proud to be a part of it. So thank you, sir, for making it happen.
Thank you very much, JD.
Thank you, Mr. President, for hosting this. Actually, you know, the president wanted to be personally involved, and I'm glad he was because it made it
Mark, are you thirsty?
Possible to get this extension, and it gives everybody time to continue to work on what's going to be a permanent peace between two countries that want to be at peace. Both are victimized by the same terrorist organization.
Of course, we're both you see, that's the framing that I hate. The Lebanese government agreeing to these meetings and agreeing to be standing in a room next to the Israeli enemy that is murdering and butchering Lebanese people. Currently, as we speak right now, they're bombing my country. For them to say that we agree on the common enemy and the common enemy is Hezbollah. No. The common enemy is Israel. The common enemy is standing in the room with you. The common enemy is this motherfucker, this motherfucker, this motherfucker, this motherfucker. All these motherfuckers, starting with Marco Rubio, are the common enemy.
Organization that no doubt has victimized Israel, but has also victimized the people of Lebanon. The people of Lebanon deserve to live in a country that's peaceful and prosperous. They have an opportunity to do that. They have a history of that. And what's standing in the way is an organization that operates, a terrorist organization that
called Israel. Of course. Thank you, Marco Rubio.
Within their national territory, that threat needs to be eliminated. And so thank you, Mr. President, for this gathering today and for convening it and being a key part of it. And it buys us time to continue to work. I'm very optimistic that in a few weeks we'll be even closer to the kind of permanent peace that the people of Israel and Lebanon deserve.
Thank you very much. Michelle, please.
Well, I would like to thank the President, the Vice President, and Secretary to make this historical meeting today that bring two countries that they've never been next to each other more than today in a way. This is 60, 70 years in the making, and today is really the historical day. Thank you, Mr. President, Vice President, Secretary, and we are going to keep going, working for a peace that hopefully we'll get it as soon as possible.
Thank you. You're a very successful man. And when I asked him if he'd like to be ambassador to Lebanon, I said...
My God, dude. The cuckery is unbelievable. We're standing there like little cowards. Look at how he's talking though. There's no power. It's like, oh, like both hands like this and like just kind of like looking down and like constantly like nodding and like kind of bowing. This is such bad body language, dude.
In the making, and today is really the historical day. Thank you, Mr. President, Vice President.
Why are you bowing? He's like literally, thank you, Mr. President. Like, don't bow to him. He's not your fucking leader. Why are you bowing? Why are you standing like this?
And we are going to keep going, working for a peace that hopefully we'll get it as soon as possible.
Peace with who? Peace with Israelis? They're bombing your country. Why do you want peace with them? Shouldn't you be asking to bomb them back or something?
Very successful man. And when I asked him if he'd like to be ambassador to Lebanon, I said, could be a dangerous job. He said, well, I'm Lebanese. I was born in Lebanon, and your parents have a whole big history. He said, danger doesn't matter to me, really. It's something I want to do. He's very successful. He didn't need this. And I think it's probably more dangerous than you even thought, but you've done a fantastic job. So.
It is an honor for me to serve you, Mr. President, and then I'm going to go till the end.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is an honor for me to serve you, Mr. President. Oh, my God. An honor to serve the literal devil.
And likewise, Mike Huckabee. We all know Mike. And he didn't need it either, did he? But he's doing a fantastic job. Mike, go ahead, please.
I just want to say, Mr. President, what an amazing opportunity to be here at a moment of history. The people of Lebanon, the people of Israel are neighbors, and they want to get along. They can get along. But it's like neighbors who have a rough little kid living in the neighborhood who keeps throwing rocks at everybody's window. And if the kid will quit throwing rocks, the neighbors can get along and start actually...
Yeah, you think Israel is the one literally throwing fucking nukes, little mini nukes, and bunker busters? Let me just find that clip of Mike Huckabee.
You've appealed to Genesis. Genesis 15 says it's Abram, it's pre-Abraham, it's Abram, receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land. And you tell me as the theologian if I'm getting.
What I would hope people understand is the reason hostages are
You've appealed to Genesis. Genesis 15 says it's Abram, it's pre-Abraham, it's Abram, receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land. And you tell me as the theologian if I'm getting this wrong, but from the Euphrates to the Nile. And that would include like basically the entire Middle East.
Christian Zionism. I want to go back because that's where we started.
I'm not going to let you off on this because you have said it 3 times that God gave this land to this people. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all.
You've appealed to Genesis.
It would be fine if they took it all. Okay, Mike Huckabee, you were saying? What were you saying, motherfucker? Little bitch boy?
Want to get along. They can get along.
Fantastic job. Mike, go ahead, please.
I just want to say, Mr. President, what an amazing opportunity to be here at a moment of history. The people of Lebanon, the people of Israel are neighbors, and they want to get along. They can get along. But it's like neighbors who have a rough...
It would be fine if they just took it all.
Little kid living in the neighborhood who keeps throwing rocks at everybody's window. And if the kid will quit throwing rocks, the neighbors can get along and start actually working together. The president has initiated something that is truly bringing the neighborhood back to a neighborhood and recognizing that the problem is not Lebanon and the problem is not Israel. The problem is Hezbollah.
The problem is not Lebanon. Thank you. Problem is not Israel. Oh, that's surprising. The problem is Hezbollah, the resistance force that was created after Israel invaded Lebanon twice and after they occupied South Lebanon for 20 years. But it's Hezbollah's fault for existing. That's cool. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Of course, the resistance force that was created to resist Israel is to blame for Israel's crimes. Why have I been so stupid all these years?
Kid throwing rocks. That's what the president is getting launched today to get that little kid out of the neighborhood.
Thank you. Mr. Ambassador, please.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for your hospitality, for bringing Israel and Lebanon together here in the Oval Office. Israel wants peace with
Literal
Lebanon,
devil, this fucking guy.
and Israel wants security for its citizens. And we're united with the Lebanese government in wanting to rid the country of this malign influence called Hezbollah. And now that, Mr. President, under your leadership, Iran has been so degraded, the possibility of degrading Hezbollah and liberating Lebanon from their occupation.
You can't degrade shit. You haven't degraded Iran. You can't degrade Hezbollah. You haven't done fucking ball sacks, bro.
Is real. So we hope that together under your leadership, we can formalize peace between Israel and Lebanon in the very near future. And we are just very thankful for the opportunity.
Well, thank you. And I look forward to having the next meeting with your great prime minister. He's a wartime prime minister with Bibi and with the president of Lebanon. It'll be fantastic. I think lots going to happen.
Our president is not going to be... If our president sits in a room with Benjamin Netanyahu, it is over. It is political... He's politically... it is political assassination. There's no other way. Political suicide. He would be killing his career and literally putting his own life at risk, bro. If the Lebanese president meets with Benjamin Netanyahu, who has murdered thousands of Lebanese people and who has caused the death and destruction that is immeasurable in Lebanon and in Palestine... No one will forgive the Lebanese president. A small percentage of Lebanese Christians will. No one else will.
Madam Ambassador.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Trump. Thank you for your leadership, for making sure to be presiding over this historic moment.
So now this is our Lebanese ambassador to the U.S.
I want to really say thank you to the United States under your leadership for all your effort to help and to support Lebanon. And I think with your help, with your support, we can make Lebanon great again. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you. I like that phrase.
Sounds nice.
That's a good phrase.
MLGA.
Thank you very much. I think we will.
MLGA. Oh, I got to slow down, guys. This is super fucking cringe. This is the Lebanese government groveling and embarrassing ourselves to fit in with the Americans and the Israelis. Look at this. Look at this.
Happen. Madam Ambassador.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Trump. Thank you for your leadership, for making sure to be presiding over this historic moment.
Presiding. Donald Trump, the guy from The Apprentice, is presiding over Israel and Lebanon's peace deal.
I want to really say thank you to the United States under your leadership for all your effort to help and to support Lebanon. And
thank you for bombing our country. Thank you for committing a genocide in Gaza. Thank you for killing thousands of Lebanese people. Thank you for destroying southern Lebanon. Positive? Probably. She's not going to sit there and tell him that he's a fucking asshole. But you don't need to go that far in the other direction. You don't need to call him a murderer to his face. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get some diplomatic deal done. But you don't have to sit there and completely embarrass yourself and embarrass the country.
I think with your help, with your support, we can make Lebanon great again. Thank you so much.
Good, thank you. I like that phrase.
And Marco Rubio, stop touching. Dirty, dirty man. And look at that. We're saying make Lebanon great again. This is already a phrase that's popular here in Lebanon. It's super fucking cringe. And some people even do billboards. Make Lebanon great again with like Trump's picture. It's fucking cringe as hell. And for them to say that, and of course he's going to love it. Of course.
Sounds nice.
That's a good phrase.
MLGA.
Thank you very much.
MLGA. Oh, stop. That's so cringy. And Marco Rubio, we saw that hand. And he touched her before she started talking too. Look at that.
Lots going to happen. Madam Ambassador.
Oh, look at that. Look at the dirty boy. Look at the dirty
Fantastic.
boy.
I think lots going to happen. Madam Ambassador.
Bam, look at that. Can't help himself, can he? And then just a few seconds later.
Of course. Thank you.
Isn't he married with kids? Look at that dirty, dirty dog.
With your help, with your support, we can make Lebanon great again. Thank you so much.
Good, thank you. I like that phrase.
Gave her a tap. He gave multiple taps. He's going to do it again. Look at that.
Nice.
Another touch. Another tap. يا أخي شو عم تعمل? We put a Lebanese woman in your presence. دغري sitting all handsy. Rub in the back. Would you like a back? Would you like a back rub? I'm kind of thirsty. Let me get my little. I think that needs to be my. Whenever I get my act together and someone like becomes a channel member, I need to animate Marco Rubio taking a sip of water as like the thing that plays. I would love that. Chris, thank you for being here. Have a good night, Chris. We'll see you with some hot nut in your mouth. Hot nuts in your mouth next time.
MLGA.
Thank you very much. I think we will. Any questions?
MLGA. Oh, painful, painful, painful. Nada. وجعتينا قلب.
From Anthony Sargon from TV Lebanon.
Yes.
First, thank you for having us in the White House for the year and a half. This is historical for our audience as well. We would like to ask you.
Okay, remember the guy, the Lebanese reporter who was in the White House Correspondents' Dinner, who was like, "Oh, they're telling us to escape. They're telling us to panic." And so, hey, he's here. He's asking a question. Look at that. He's before his life changed forever and he survived a shooting attempt. Here he is doing the job that he was supposed to do, just being a correspondent.
MLGA.
Thank you very much. I think we will. Any questions? Yeah, please.
President Trump, Anthony Sargon from TV Lebanon.
Yes.
First, thank you for having us in the White House for the year and a half. This is historical for our audience as well. We would like to ask you 2-3 questions. First question, the peace between Lebanon and Israel. Do you think it will happen this year?
I think it has a great chance. I mean,
I think it will happen this year. What do you mean peace? What do you mean peace? What do you mean peace with Israel, first of all? Do you think it will happen this year? Under what conditions? How will we have peace with Israel? How can you have peace with a country that is still bombing the living shit out of your country? And what kind of question is that even? Would the peace happen this year? Keef? Under what parameters?
They're friends about the same things and they're enemies on the same things. And it has to do with, I guess you could say, a couple of countries. But certainly it's, if you look at Hezbollah, that's where everybody seems to be united against them. So they are.
Yeah, except more than half of the country. That's the unfortunate problem. Everyone seems to be united against Hezbollah except the Lebanese people themselves.
Very united in that way, yeah. I think there's a very good chance of having peace. I think it should be an easy one. Relative to some of the things we're working on, it should be an easy one. But it's been so many years because nobody focused on it. But Lebanon was a great country. It was a beautiful country. Smart people, very brilliant people, doctors, professors, economists, some of the smartest people on the planet.
Maybe Trump's not that bad. Maybe Trump's not that bad. Maybe I've been too quick to judge him. Have I been too harsh? Okay, we do have great people here. And he keeps saying Lebanon was once great. Maybe I've been wrong about this guy all along. He is a good... Look at these hands that he has. Thick, manly fingers. Let's hear him talk about Lebanon again.
There's nobody focused on it. But Lebanon was a great country. It was a beautiful country. Smart people, very brilliant people, doctors, professors.
Smart people, brilliant people, brilliant. That's why you guys like the stream. That's why you guys are here. That's why we're all together.
Economists, some of the smartest people on the planet. But it got torn apart by different factions and nothing having to do with them, outside factors. So I think it can be brought back pretty quickly.
And when do you think our president will meet Netanyahu here at the White House?
I think we'll do it during this period of time, during the 3-week period, ideally. I mean, I'd like to suggest over the 3-week ceasefire. If you can do that. Well, we're here. We'll do it in the Oval Office.
And regarding Hezbollah, he's not responding to our government. He's doing whatever he wants.
He's snitching against Hezbollah. So he's saying Hezbollah is not responding to our government. Why are you being a snitch, bro? Motherfucker, Anthony, come on, dude.
What Hezbollah is he's not responding to our government. He's doing whatever he wants. What do you say for Hezbollah?
Well, look,
Hezbollah is not responding to our government. They're doing what they want.
I mean, we're just talking about it. Israel is going to have to defend itself if they're shot at, and they will. I would never say that they can't. It would be nice if they wouldn't have to bother with that. But if something happens, they're going to have to defend themselves, as you know. But they're going to do it carefully, and they're going to be surgical as opposed to beyond surgical. And there's a lot they can do. But Israel is going to have to defend itself.
And regarding our Lebanese speaker, Nadim reportedly told Prince Yazid bin Farhan that Lebanon will not move forward with peace unless Saudi Arabia is involved. What is your reaction to that statement, and do you believe Saudi Arabia must play a central role in a potential Lebanon-Israel peace process?
Well, Saudi Arabia is great, and they have a great leader. And I think that...
Oh my God, so many absurd things being said. Well, Saudi Arabia has a great leader.
They'd be very happy with this. I haven't spoken to them.
I have not played Tomodachi. Have I heard of that? What is that again?
Well, this happened very quickly. But Saudi Arabia is going to be... they're great people. A great place, incredible place. I know it very well, but I know the leader very well, and he'd want to see something.
No, Nogzalotl, I have not played Tomodachi, and I do not have a Nintendo Switch.
Something like this happen. He's a tremendous guy. Okay?
Sir, and make Lebanon great again. This is our slogan on MTV Lebanon. Make America great again. And
About
make
what?
Lebanon great again. It's our slogan on MTV Lebanon that all the Lebanese and our audience are putting hope on Mr. President.
Make Lebanon great
Make
again.
Lebanon great
It's a
again.
good slogan. It works for here. I think it's maybe the greatest political slogan.
The guy's such a kiss ass. It's like in Lebanon, our slogan on MTV is "Make Lebanon Great Again." A lot of people love the dude. Guys, don't listen to this fucking guy. Okay, do not listen to this guy. He does not represent Lebanon. Again, this guy works for MTV, which is the most Christian, right-wing, extreme TV network here in Lebanon. That's who that guy works for. So this guy's dream is to see Hezbollah people murdered in Lebanon, okay? Anyone who works at MTV would love to see nothing more than a Shia bloodbath here.
Slogan in the history of the world, make America great again. But, we're great now, so I will never say that we won't use that slogan, MAGA. But we have
great. You get shot at every 3 fucking days.
The one, America is back. Where's that hat? Does anybody have it? No, yeah, that's the old one, and then show them the new one. And we're never changing MAGA. I don't have the courage to change MAGA. Make America great.
America is back. Oh, I'm sure it is.
Great again. But, we're great now. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the most powerful country in the world by far. And we suffered years of abuse by people that were grossly incompetent, like Biden, like Obama. Obama was incompetent. He was a great divider. And we're a great country again. We're respected all over the world. That's why this happens so fast. I mean, it can happen fast. Thank you.
Sir, the funding that Hezbollah gets from Iran, is Iran going to have to
MTV stands for Mur TV. Mur TV, which is the last name of the people who own the channel, Michel El-Mur and Elias El-Mur. So it's literally their last name.
They'll have to cut that.
That's a must.
Yeah, sure. That's a must, yeah.
Mr. President, apparently there was a special forces soldier who was involved in a capture of Venezuelan President Maduro, who was arrested by federal authorities today on suspicion of insider trading and betting on Polymarket. Are you concerned that federal employees are betting on these prediction markets and potentially getting rich?
Well, I don't know about it, but was he betting that they would get him or they wouldn't get him?
It sounds like he was betting on
Why are they talking about prediction markets?
his removal from office, that Maduro would be removed.
That's
It sounds like
interesting.
he was involved.
And lowering interest rates along. Surprised that Hormuz Strait. Just clarify. Here we go. Here's his.
We got some clips. We don't have to sit through the whole thing. Whoop. Maki, you gotta stop, buddy.
Work with them. I mean, we have a good relationship with Lebanon. It's amazing that, it's the amazing thing is they actually have sort of a good relationship with Israel and they don't deal with each other, but now they're going to deal with each other. We're putting them together.
What's the material support that you intend to
We're going to help. We're just going to help them. We're going to help them. They're great people. It can be a really good country again, maybe a great country again. And I think you have all the ingredients. So we're going to work together. And I think Israel's going to.
Someone asked.
From Anthony Sargon from MTV Lebanon. Yes. First, thank you for having us in the White House for a year and a half.
We can hear his question a little better. Okay, we heard that. It's a crime to speak with Lebanon. Okay, so let's see.
Good question. Thank you.
The Lebanese, though, we can communicate with Israel what we can do about this law. Like, if we talk to Israel, it will be a crime for us as Lebanese. And this is a question on behalf of...
How is it a crime? How?
And the Lebanese law, it's a crime. They put you in
Well, I think we have to end that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something we're going to have to end. I'd never heard of that. But that's a good start. It's a crime to talk with Israel. Well, I'm pretty sure that that'll be ended very quickly. Okay?
That's not gonna fucking end. Are you kidding me, dude? If Lebanese people can now legally speak with Israelis, Israelis are going to try to get Lebanese people to like defect and betray Lebanon. It's gonna become a espionage central, and Lebanon is going through a hard time financially. It's such an easy way for Israelis to get like whatever intel they want, information they want, offering people, desperate people that need money. That would be the worst fucking idea ever. It is illegal for Lebanese people to communicate with Israelis. It is illegal for a Lebanese person to go to Israel. It is illegal for a Lebanese person to have the Israeli stamp stamped on their passport. I think me as a U.S. citizen, I could maybe get away with it if I go to Israel using my U.S. passport. They stamp that. I could still get into Lebanon, presumably. But Lebanese people were not allowed any contact with Israel. That's pretty fucking dope. We have some pretty based laws, okay? And I love the fact that we banned Gal Gadot movies from our movie theaters as well. That's pretty dope. No talking with Israelis. MVHBVN says, hi, Anthony. DNW wasn't showing up for me for a while back. You're back in my suggestions again. Let's go. That's good to know. Yeah, I guess it's kind of random the way YouTube does it. I spoke with someone at YouTube that like, listen, shadow banning doesn't really exist. Because a lot of people were telling me that they thought I was shadow banned. So I even felt stupid asking. I'm like, am I shadow banned? He's like, no, dude, no.
I'll make sure of that. And good question.
You'll make sure of nothing. Making Lebanon great again. Okay, we saw this. Now, then they spoke to Nada Hamadeh when she was outside of the Oval Office. Let's see what she had to say.
نحن أكيد عبرنا عن موقف لبنان اللي هو أهم شيء إنه يوقف الخروقات الإسرائيلية وأهم شيء إنه يوقفوا دمار كمان للضيعة بالجنوب.
She's saying that Israel should not be. We asked for that Israel, no longer enters the country and that they stop destroying the south.
وat the same time عطونا extension للceasefire مثل ما نحن طلبنا.
They got a 6. Oh, great. Yeah, extension while they still destroy the living shit out of the South, by the way. Keep that in mind.
والرئيس ترامب كان كتير بهمه لبنان ووعدنا إنه he's gonna make Lebanon great again.
She said President Trump really cares a lot about Lebanon.
كتير بهمه لبنان ووعدنا إنه he's gonna make Lebanon great again. نحن أكيد
It's a bunch of bullshit. They accomplished nothing. Like, hey, can you please, Israel, can you please stop bombing the South? Can you please stop violating our airspace? Can you please stop? Like, what are you giving them in return? You're just promising that you're going to get rid of Hezbollah, which they know you can't do. We know you can't do. You know you can't do. So what are you doing? What is this whole joke of a negotiation? Insane. So yeah, the ceasefire has been extended. Let's see what this lady has to say.
Okay, let's speak to Zaina Khoro, who joins us live now from Beirut. Zaina, good to see you. What's the initial reaction where you are in Lebanon to the news, particularly from Hezbollah, of the ceasefire extension?
Well, there has been no reaction from Hezbollah following the announcement that that ceasefire has been extended. But Hezbollah's position is we welcome a ceasefire, but just as long as it is not one-sided, that Israel stops its attacks. There is no doubt that there is relief in the country, that this temporary truce stopped Israel's wide-scale, intense bombing campaign. But South Lebanon remains very much an active battleground. Israel carrying out attacks, saying it is doing this for its own security. At the beginning, in the first few days, Hezbollah did not respond, but it has since started to target Israeli troops in southern Lebanon and Israeli troops in northern Israel. So this ceasefire, in many ways, for some, it really has no meaning because people have still not been able to return to the south of the country. And
it's a selective ceasefire. Like I've been telling you guys, it's a ceasefire for parts of the country. It's a ceasefire for Christians. It's a ceasefire for mixed areas where Christians and Muslims and maybe Sunnis live. But when it comes to South Lebanon, and particularly the towns that are closest to the border between Lebanon and Israel, first of all, those towns have been blocked off by Israel with that imaginary yellow line that we talked about. Israel has essentially changed their border, where they are completely razing those villages to the ground. I've shown you guys Bintashbil, a whole bunch of villages, how they're detonating these houses. So what does this ceasefire mean? Something else for everyone. For me, it means I'm going to be fine. It means I'm safe. Where I live, the fact that I'm Christian, I live in a Christian area, I'm going to be fine. I could go about my daily life almost the same way, unaffected. If you live in South Lebanon, you are living a shit life. You're being bombed. You're not allowed to return to your home. You've probably lost your home if you live in these border villages. You're not allowed to go back. You can't work. You've spent your entire savings to try to survive the last month and a half. What are these people supposed to do, essentially? And that is kind of what's happening.
Whole area is being demolished. We heard the Lebanese ambassador say that Lebanon asked for three things: a ceasefire, an end to Israeli attacks, and the end of demolitions of villages. And there was no public commitment on the part of Israel to stop those demolitions, to stop those attacks. And really words that we heard either from President Trump
This
about...
whole thing is a farce. This whole thing is a farce. This whole thing is a PR game where the Israelis want to pretend that they're making peace with Lebanon, and the Lebanese government wants to show that they're doing something. Look, we're being active. We're the ones responsible for the ceasefire, when it's Iranian pressure that has led to any sort of ceasefire in Lebanon. So it's just a stupid fucking PR game for all of these diplomats to pat themselves on the back for accomplishing absolutely nothing, particularly the Lebanese diplomats, which what are they accomplishing again? They've just secured a ceasefire for the rest of the country, which I guess, fine, it's better for them not the whole country get bombed, but they're just okay to sell out their entire Shia population? Like, no, I don't agree with that.
This possible meeting between the Lebanese president and the Israeli prime minister, words by the U.S. Secretary of State saying that, this is going to give time for these two countries to make peace. This is really a very divisive issue in Lebanon, and it's only going to deepen the divide in the country. It's not just Hezbollah who rejects direct talks with Israel, who rejects peace with Israel. Two very powerful politicians in Lebanon, the Speaker of Parliament, Nadim, who also speaks on behalf of the Muslim Shia community, and then you have the Druze leader, Walid Jumblat, both making it very clear that peace should not be on the table. What should be on the table is a permanent cessation of hostilities and, agreeing on the land border and ensuring that Israel leaves Lebanese land.
Then Zaytun Zero says, I met a 6-year-old displaced girl a couple of days ago. She wears a hearing aid now because of all of the explosions. Damn, that's so fucking sad. That's insanely sad.
So really a lot of controversial statements there and it's really with this deep divide, people are worried because it is dangerous in a country like Lebanon.
Yeah, as you say, millions have been displaced, Zaina, by the fighting, particularly in the south of Lebanon. If the likelihood of people being able to return back home is slim, what is going to happen to all these displaced people?
Well, the Israeli military drew the so-called yellow line. It includes dozens of villages along the border, and people cannot cross that line. People cannot return to their villages. In fact, villages are being leveled to the ground, so people have no homes to return to. Israel says that this is for the security of its border communities. It wants to push Hezbollah away from the border. But in reality, people here see this as another form of occupation. And we even heard the Speaker of Parliament, Nadim, and this is not just Hezbollah talking, the Speaker of Parliament saying that if Israel stays in Lebanese land, this is going to lead to resistance. And even Hezbollah is threatening that they will keep up with this war of attrition. Yes, Hezbollah is no match to Israel. Israel has drones, sophisticated technology. But what Hezbollah is trying to do is make this a costly occupation for Israel. So
yeah, that's the best they could do. Like I said, a war of attrition. We're never going to be able to beat Israel militarily unless we're talking guerrilla, one-to-one, man-on-man fighting on the ground. But we just have to make this a fucking nightmare for the Israelis, make it costly in terms of financial, in terms of equipment, in terms of lives. Every time Hezbollah takes out an IDF soldier, that makes the Israelis rethink their occupations of Lebanon. So we could just resist and not let them do what they want. And as long as you don't let them accomplish their goals, that's more than enough for them to probably turn back.
And I think what's important as well is yesterday we saw an envoy from Saudi Arabia in Beirut holding talks with Lebanese leaders here. And what we understand is that the message that Saudi Arabia gave to Joseph Aoun, the president and the prime minister, is do not step out of line because there is an Arab peace initiative. And Lebanon appears to be moving away from this initiative, an initiative which calls for peace as long as there will be a comprehensive settlement to the regional problem, to the Palestinian question. So also it's very dangerous, the very fact that Lebanon's leaders are walking this path alone without Arab cover. So really very dangerous times, a deep divide in Lebanon. It's not just Hezbollah who rejects peace.
Exactly. By having Lebanon working hand in hand with the American and Israeli government and accepting their framing of the situation that, like, yes, Hezbollah is the problem, Iran is the problem, we're all united against Hezbollah. You're working hand in hand with the people that are committing the Gaza genocide. So I don't know, like, it's a dangerous path. If you agree, and if you give this government, this Israeli government, any legitimacy, any credibility as the Lebanese government, you are also abandoning the Palestinian cause. You're abandoning the Palestinian fight. And you are saying that we are indirectly standing with Israel against the Palestinians. If you stand against Hezbollah, hand in hand with Israel, you stand against Palestine. You stand against the people of Gaza. And we're essentially pro-fucking genocide, bro. That's the problem. That's the problem that's happening here.
To remember, there's a whole community which feels targeted, not just by Israel, but a whole community in Lebanon which feels that they're being targeted internally as well.
Okay, thank you for that. Zaina Khora there for us live in Beirut.
Good report. Offline. Guys, I need... Who's not subscribed to Tino's Playroom? Subscribe right now. I want 2 more subscribers right now. Let's go. The link is pinned on top of the live chat, folks. If you're watching live, subscribe to my second channel to watch me build some fucking awesome Lego sets very soon. Look at this, guys. Look at the sets that I got. You think I'm kidding around? You think I'm kidding? Look at here. How it started versus how it's going. Look, can't I open? How do I open this full picture? Oh, God, stupid. Stupid YouTube. Subscribe, folks. I'm going to refresh. Let me see. Let me see. Still no extra subscribers. Let's go, folks. Look at all these Lego sets. There's even more that you can't see in this picture. We got some Star Wars stuff. Pokemon. One Piece. More Star Wars. We got a Batmobile to build. Join us. Let's have some fun. It's pinned on top of the live chat. Little update. MTV News. Still sticking to Lebanon. Emirates Airlines will resume flights to Beirut starting Monday, April 27th. So now that we got it. We got the 2 extra subs. Thank you, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. There we go. Let's grow the channel. Since the ceasefire has been extended by 3 weeks, it seems like Emirates Airlines are resuming flights to Beirut starting Monday, April 27th. I'm still trying to look for a ticket to go to the States in July. I'm hoping that they get a little bit cheaper because if the situation gets a little bit more stable, but no, the cheapest ticket for me to get to the States in July is still $1,400. It's fucking crazy. Mauricio's asking, who calls you Tino? My parents and my sister used to call me Tino when I was a wee little boy. So I'm looking to go to the States in July. Bro, tickets are $1,400. It is insanely expensive. So I don't even know what to do at this point. It's going to make me cry, but I got to go see my family. Joyce Kadam, Lebanese reporter and former news anchor, says, today in Lebanon, Israeli forces bulldoze solar panels in Dibble, same town of cross desecration. Strike across the south. Sunni Shia tension in Beirut after altercation with security. Attack on a priest in Jdeide Fanar area. Fragile time as ghosts of a darker past haunt Beirut. So people are stoking the fears of a civil war here in Lebanon. And here are the solar panels she's talking about. So the Israeli army continued its demolition and sabotage operations in the border town of Dibble, where it proceeded to bulldoze the solar panels that supply the town with electricity and water station, in addition to some homes and roads and olive trees. Again, don't forget, Israelis are the ones who claim to love and support Christians, and they think that the Muslim community in Lebanon is killing Christians and doesn't let us celebrate Easter and is oppressing Lebanese Christians. Meanwhile, we've been living in peace with Muslims since the inception of the country. And Israelis have been desecrating Jesus statues in Christian towns, literally destroying the solar panels in that same village. A village which they claim has nothing to do with their operations. They've apologized for supposedly destroying the statue, etc. Look at this. Dizzle McFizzle sends a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Dizzle McFizzle. Very kind, very generous. Says the White House Correspondents' Dinner thing was a false flag. Here is kebab money. Thank you, Dizzle McFizzle. I will definitely enjoy a delicious kebab with that super chat. Thank you for the kind dono. And yeah, look, I think most of the chat here is convinced that it was a false flag. To me, Occam's razor, I think the most simple, the most straightforward explanation is probably the right one, which I think, given all the conditions in America, it's not shocking to see shootings like this. A lot of weapons. Anyone can buy a gun. Disregard to mental health and the criminal records. Anyone can get access to a gun. Very divisive political environment, divisive media, stoking the flames of division. I think you already have the recipe for these shootings to happen, but it could also be a false flag. We talked about a few options why Trump would benefit. Approval numbers are at an all-time low. War in Iran is one of the most unpopular decisions that the U.S. government has made in a while. Maybe they're trying to look for a distraction. Maybe they're trying to get that boost that Trump got with the first assassination attempt. Who knows? Look at this. Destroying solar... like, insane, dude. This powers the water supply of the town. Fucking Israelis, bro. Terrorism in every sense of the word. These motherfuckers. These motherfuckers, dude. And it's expensive to set up fucking solar power, man. Shit ain't cheap. This is Jonathan Al-Khouri. We've talked about this guy before. This guy has been in my mentions. This guy like tried to argue with me once. This guy is a Lebanese person who lives in Israel. This guy's dad was part of the Southern Lebanese Army, which was a Christian militia in southern Lebanon. And they were fighting on behalf of the Israelis. So when Hezbollah took over the south, retook over the south, they were able to liberate the south. People like his dad had to flee. People from his family had to flee and go into Israel. So Jonathan Al-Khouri, this Lebanese guy, had to go and hide and live in Israel. So now he does Israel propaganda every single day on Twitter. That's his thing. But that's why he's there. His family was part of the Southern Lebanese Army, which was a right-wing Christian extremist like militia that was partnered with Israel against the Palestinian Liberation Operation, the PLO, and Hezbollah eventually. So now this guy, look at this guy, okay? This guy was always pro-Israel. Look at what he's saying. Earlier today, the IDF destroyed solar panels on the outskirts of the village of Dibble on a plot of land that partially belongs to the family of the late Lieutenant Colonel Al-Hashim, one of the senior commanders and deputy chief staff of the SLA. The SLA, by the way, again, these are friends of Israel. It's the Southern Lebanese Army, but these are friends of Israel. They're not friends of Lebanon. The SLA was against Lebanese interests, and at least the way I see it, they were pro-Israel. So to me, they're against Lebanese interests. So he's saying this land used to belong to Colonel Colonel Al-Hashim, one of the senior commanders and deputy chief of the SLA. Why would they destroy it? Who was murdered about half a year before the withdrawal by Hezbollah. Most of Al-Hashim's brothers are in the country as part of SLA families here, and his extended family remained in Lebanon in the village of Dibble. And the question that arises here is why? Last week in the same village, an IDF soldier broke a cross and the figure of Jesus on it in a storm that has yet to subside, and now there are reports again of the destruction of civilian structures that are not used by Hezbollah or any terrorist infrastructure. These solar panels would provide electricity and operate the water system for the village residents. Even an Israeli propagandist who spends his days fucking doing Israeli propaganda on Twitter, that is literally all he does, even he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you destroying the solar power of this fucking town that is just there providing water, hot water? DG Arhui with a 10 euro super sticker. We have a hippo doing a KO. Thank you so much. So fucking generous, DG. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a patron as well. Thank you for supporting the channel so much. I really don't know what to say. You guys are fucking awesome and so very sweet. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys tune in at 10 o'clock Beirut time for a new episode of Better Left Unsaid with Brittany Simon and my lovely co-hosts James from Uninformed Leftist and Comrade Casey from North Star Radio. I think I'm gonna end the stream a little bit because I can already feel my voice starting to go, which I need to rest it. But yeah, I mean, crazy when this guy starts defending Lebanon and starts being like, hey, do we really need to destroy these solar panels? You know that Israel is losing the fucking plot. But again, who cares? Is anyone going to do anything to stop this? No. And this was just put out a couple hours ago. The occupation threatens the residents of Mifdan, Shokin, Yahmar, Arnoun, Zautar, and Al-Shar'iyya, Zautar and Gharbiyya, and Kafr Tibnit. Sorry if I butcher the names of these towns. These are beyond... This is Litani? Is this the Litani River? Yeah. This is beyond the yellow line. Israel has already established a yellow line in Lebanon, in southern Lebanon. That contains 55 villages that they're completely destroying and razing to the ground. If a Lebanese person goes to one of those villages, they shoot us, they kill us in our own fucking country. But now they have threatened, they did an evacuation order beyond the yellow line. So where's the ceasefire? Where's the ceasefire? They're back to bombing places. Again, even if they're bombing beyond the yellow line, it's still not a ceasefire because the yellow line belongs to us. This is all Lebanon. But now they're even going beyond that, which shows that this ceasefire is a fucking farce. Here we go. Israel has bombed an area outside of the yellow line in Lebanon. Hadatha, Lebanon was bombed with explosive rounds despite residents being told they were safe. Sorry, here it is. So isn't that fucking crazy? To be expected. You can't make deals with Israel. You can't trust Israel. You can't trust any ceasefire with them. It makes no sense. So they're still bombing the country, folks. There's no peace deal. But they've talked about a peace deal so much. They've talked about a ceasefire so much that the world thinks that now there's a ceasefire, right? The Lebanese government went and met with Trump. They're giving it, again, credibility. They're giving it a sense of like trust. You know what I mean? When you have the Lebanese ambassadors to the U.S. going in the White House, meeting with Israeli diplomats, and being like, we just extended the ceasefire. It gives people the wrong impression. Now people watching the news, your average American or your average fucking European is like, oh, well, I heard there's a ceasefire and I saw that, didn't the Lebanese people meet with the Israelis in the White House? It's all good, right? It's like, no, it's not. It's all a fucking farce. It's all PR. Now the attention has gone away from Lebanon. Everyone thinks there's a ceasefire. Everyone thinks there's a fucking peace deal. Meanwhile, Lebanon is still getting fucking bombed. People are still getting displaced. It's as fucked as it was. You know what I mean? And they're bombing. They've established a yellow line. They're bombing beyond they're just doing whatever the fuck they want. There's no ceasefire. There's no peace deal. There's no fucking peace deal. And those solar panels that are being destroyed are destroyed in a Christian village that is also not, again, it's all the same, but it's not supposed to be because the Israelis don't, it's the whole thing. It's just, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say anymore. Finally, I guess we could try to do this. Actually, no, let's watch this real quickly. This is actually a friend of the show, Palestine News Network. Do you guys know this guy? This guy goes super viral. This is Abu Ras, who's a Palestinian rapper who lives, I think he lives in DC. If he lives in DC, I want to try to go to meet him. We were on a panel together on Colonial Outcasts. He just walks up to people and asks them like questions, like, hey, do you support Palestine and stuff?
Sir, have you seen what they did to it?
He's asking evangelicals about, he's showing them the picture of the Israelis destroying the cross and trying to get their opinion. It's pretty dope.
Jesus statue in Lebanon. Sir, have you seen what they did to a Jesus statue in Lebanon, the Israeli army? Are you aware of this?
I think I might have seen it.
Yeah, it was going pretty viral this week. So do you support this message, sir? End U.S. aid to Israel? Do you support ending, we're funding this, so like we paid for this guy's hammer to do that. Do you support that?
Well, that's not good.
Not good at all.
That's not good right there. Is that a hammer? Is that Jesus? No, that's not good. I do support Israel, but that right there is not good.
America first or Israel first, brother?
Supposed to be allies.
Supposed to be. Funny how that works, huh?
Right.
Thank you, sir, for your time. God bless you, brother.
Thank you. God bless you.
So I know this guy. I was on a panel with this guy, and he started following me on Twitter. I'm following him on Twitter. I would think it would kind of be fun to like do one of these videos. Me and him could walk down the streets of Washington, D.C. and harass people like, hey, sir, what do you think about Palestine and Lebanon? Do you support Lebanon, sir? Can I get a free Lebanon? Can I get a free Lebanon from Israel from you, sir? Do you guys want me to do that? Should I reach out to PNN? Do you guys follow PNN? He's huge, massive. Their videos are always going viral. Abu Ras. Exit X101 just sent a 10-pound super chat. Thank you so much. Just a green heart. That is so very kind. That is so very generous. Guys, I do not deserve all of this love. You guys are being way too kind, way too generous. You guys are way too sweet. You humble me. Seriously, thank you so much for supporting the channel, Exit. That is way too kind. Much, much love. And now, just one final comment about the delivery guy. He's still enjoying his 5 minutes of fame. Originally from Akkad, Mahmoud Ayyash is 100% Lebanese, but his face tells a completely different story in the country because he is the spitting image of the Israeli army's Arabic language spokesperson during the 2024 war with Israel. Adrei became the harbinger of doom in Lebanon, repeatedly issuing evacuation threats. Mahmoud then discovered the striking resemblance, a situation that quickly spiraled into a family nightmare. Although Mahmoud's humorous videos now garner millions of views, the path was anything but easy.
أخي خاي أدري انظر قليلا هل أتت أمك يوما ما إلى لبنان؟
أنا محمود عياش أو
Has your mother ever been to Lebanon? Jesus, bro.
شبيه أفيخاي أدرعي أو ما يسمى بأفيداي. أنا اسمي أفيداي مسمى حالي على التيك توك أفيداي النسخة الحلال.
Originally from halal version. Halal. Like, this is funny, but I also don't like the memeing around with the Israeli IDF spokesperson, the literal guy who announces how death is going to be doled upon Lebanese people and Palestinians, so I don't like that.
From Akkad, Mahmoud Ayyash is 100% Lebanese, but his face tells a completely different story in the country because he is the spitting image of the Israeli army's Arabic language spokesperson. During the 2024 war with Israel, Adrei became the harbinger of doom in Lebanon, repeatedly issuing evacuation threats. Mahmoud then discovered the striking resemblance, a situation that quickly spiraled into a family nightmare.
امي ما صدقت الموضوع، دقت لي وين انت وما صدقت انه هيدا مش انا، لحتى رحت على البيت بينت لها وقلت لي اذا هيدا انت اوعى تجي على البيت، انا ما عندي ابن هيك. انا فجأة اكتشفت حالي انه انا بشبه اكثر انسان مكروه على وجه الكرة.
Well, I mean, you and what was he called? Sorry, Palm Beach Pete. You and Palm Beach Pete are in the same boat, my man. Palm Beach Pete is out there looking like Jeffrey Epstein, and you're walking around looking like Avishai, Avide, whatever the fuck his name is, okay? So you and Palm Beach Pete, who I also like to call Florida Jim.
Although Mahmoud's humorous videos now garner millions of views, the path was anything but easy.
تاريخ أفيخاي هو تاريخ مأساوي للبنانية أصلاً. ما كانوا يقدروا يتقبلوا حتى لو شبيه. تركت الشغل، ضليت حوالي السنة بالبيت، بس بهالسنة يعني ما أبداً ما أشتغل، ما قدرت، ما بقى لي عين أنزل بين.
Really? Dude, come on. He quit his job for a year. He was too afraid to walk in public. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? It's not that bad, man. You don't look like him that much. You got to look at both of you side by side.
إذا بدي أنزل على السوبر ماركت أو شيء أنا أتنكر.
He then chose to use that resemblance. So he turned the tables through parody.
هويت حالي وكملت بالفيديوهات يلي أنا صرت النقيد الرسمي هو الناطق، أنا صرت الناقد.
His videos went viral, eventually catching Afikhai Adrei's attention to the point of commenting.
أشخاص يحاولون تشبه بي تقليدا واستغلالا لشبه لا أعرف كم هو منطقي أصلا والجوهر لا يقلل.
Between accounts deleted for identity theft and messages from real informants who mistook him for the Israeli officer, Mahmoud says he's
Oh my god, he's getting messages from actual informants. That's got to be a joke, bro.
Been in for one surprise after another.
وفي هلا عن جديد كثير رسائل، اصلا في حدا كان يتواصل معي عن جديد بيطلع معي على اللايف بيقول لي عندي معلومات مهمه بدي اعطيكم اياها وانا ما عم رد عليه على اللايف. لما طلعت على اللايف فضحته، طلعت التليفون وفضحته على اللايف هيك قلت له ليكو هيدا شو بعت لي.
Today, Mahmoud has become a delivery driver to make ends meet. But even with a delivery bag on his back, Afikhai's character catches up with him daily.
جماعة عم بيصير معي شيء كتير غريب، كل ما وصل اوردر لحد
متنكر بصفة دليفري وجاي، تنتات بيقولوا هيدا هو عم متنكر بصفة دليفري وجاي ياخذ معلومات، يكونوا عم يحكوا جد، بحسسوكي عديم الإنسانية، بحسسوكي إنه عن جد في برقبتك دم، في بإيدك دم، حتى الشتائم، أنا إنه يكون العالم تعرف إنه أنا إنسان بحب السلام بعكس أفيخاي تماما.
Oh. And here's the video that Afikhai, this guy actually responded to him, which makes this less funny now. Like, now that Israelis are, like, trying to get in on the meme, he killed it. Like, you know, it literally killed the meme.
مثلا هلا صارت معي فتحت لي الباب يا حضرة ما فهمت ليش وانتم شو حدكم ردة فعلكم لما انا بوصلكم اوردر.
في ناس هاي الايام مفكره انه اذا فيها شوي شبه بالشكل يعني صارت قادره تتقمص الشخصيه وتعيش الدور.
He's saying there's I don't feel like translating everything he says, but he's saying like, look, some people think that if they kind of look like the person, that means it makes them the person. But like, I'm the original, he's just the copy, whatever. He's trying to be funny.
لهم لايكات بس نسوا انه في براندات وفي علي اكسبريس.
He's saying that like he's just like, some people just are making this content for likes, but then they forget that there's the real brand, then there's AliExpress. So he's calling our Lebanese guy AliExpress. You're the AliExpress version, okay? He's the OG. Fuck you, man.
يا بطل ركز معي. الشبع بالملامح ما بيصنع منك قصة. حاجة عمل قصة من حالك.
He's saying if you look like me doesn't mean that you are me. Stop trying to make yourself a story and stop trying to make this a thing.
في فرق كبير بين بضاعة الأصلي اللي وراه ميدان ومسؤولية وهيبة بتهز.
Saying there's a big difference between the original product, which is me, which has a lot of history behind it and Israeli history and a lot of like whatever.
أرض وبين بضاعة الألي إكسبريس اللي هي مجرد نسخة بلاستيك.
And he's saying AliExpress is just a fake copy.
شكلها من برا بيشبه بس من جوا العلم عند الله. ممكن تجيب شوي تفاعل بس عمرك ما بتجيب الهيبة. الأصلي بضل واحد.
So there's only one original.
الباقي مجرد فلتر راح يختفي مع أول تحديث. نصيحة مني خليك لطبيعتك وكف تسويق للشبع والشكل واطلع اعمل شيء مفيد. تحياتي.
This is why normalization can't happen, folks. We can't be having memes and jokes going from like, you know what I mean? Oh, more evangelicals. Here's PN. Here's Abu Ras again.
Of the Israeli army smash. Gentlemen, did you guys see the video or the photo of the Israeli army smashing the Jesus statue in Lebanon this week?
No, first I hear of it.
Went super viral. So how would you feel if the Israeli army was sledgehammering Jesus statues?
You know, I'm not prepared for this tonight, and so I don't know who you guys are. You haven't introduced yourselves.
I'm
and you
Abu
just
Ras
kinda-
from the Palestine News Network, sir.
Okay.
We're
Great.
one of the most reputable outlets in town.
That's the photo for reference of an Israeli soldier as they were just totally destroying a Christian village in Lebanon. They've destroyed numerous Christian villages in Lebanon.
So you're here at the Bible. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I'm not doubting you guys. It's just that we've never met. You just walked up on us, and I appreciate you know we've got the freedom to do that, but this is just not the time.
You know, Christ stood with the oppressed. Christ didn't take waffling stance.
I'm not prepared to tell you that I don't think smashing a statue of Jesus is right. You look like a nice guy. Okay, you're walking up and you said your name is Abu Ras. Hello, Abu Ras. Never heard that name before. Seem like a good man. Okay, your beard intimidates me slightly. Your curly beard. Hello. Listen, I'm not prepared. Okay, I didn't do the research. I don't know. It's a complicated story. Okay, don't the Israelis aren't they defending themselves or something? Kind of heard something like that.
You know where my father's from? Bethlehem, Palestine, sir. You know he was born on the grounds of the Church of the Nativity, sir. The manger where Jesus was born.
And I'm taking your word for it.
No, it's not my word. I'm Googleable, sir. This is a fact, sir. My great-grandfather, Isel Bendek, was the mayor of Bethlehem. His father, Basil Bendek, was the head Orthodox priest at the Church of the Nativity, sir. We're the original Christians, sir, and you guys are leaving us to die, sir. What do you have to say about that?
We are the original Christians. Again, no one should be killed, Christian, Muslim, but like, if Americans claim to care about Christians and Christianity, we are the OG Christians, man. I'm right next to Palestine. We were some of the first converts. We're right here, baby. Jesus performed his first miracle right here in Lebanon. Let's go, baby. I don't recall Jesus walking around New Jersey.
I don't know how else to say it, but you guys came up on us unannounced.
So you're not a real Christian. Just say you're just an American, not a Christian, please, sir.
Those are your words, not mine.
Would you say you're a Christian Zionist?
I am a Christian. I'm a born-again believer.
You stand with Israel?
You know, guys, I don't know why we're doing this because
why does that make you angry?
I'm asking you.
He can't answer that. He can't say it on camera. I don't stand with Israel. God, man, it's so easy to get these people.
Because President Trump just read from the Bible as part of this event. He was like the headliner.
Yes, sir.
And he's waging war, threatening to destroy Iran, and arming the Israeli military.
And like this guy could have stepped in and said something like this. Guy could be like, well, actually, I don't think it's right to smash that I support Palestine. Like nothing. He's just like, just don't ask me. He's happy not to be involved. And that's America in a nutshell. Just they cause all of this stuff and they just don't want to be involved. Once you ask them about it, once you face them, they're like, oh, actually, I'm not prepared to answer that. Well, you sure seem prepared when you vote for someone like Trump or like Biden who funds a fucking genocide. You seem fine then. When someone tries to confront you with the consequences of your actions and the actions of your country, why are you so silent all of a sudden? Nothing to say? Oh, I wasn't prepared. Oh, we're just walking around here in church. You shouldn't be. Fuck you. It's time to live with the responsibility of what your fucking country does to people.
War, threatening to destroy Iran, and arming the Israeli military as it destroys Christian villages. So I feel like it's legitimate to ask people these questions who are going in.
Well, it's totally legitimate.
Yeah.
But there is also a way to do it, and we were having a conversation. You just guys came up on us with cameras. You're allowed to do that. I appreciate.
Now we'll say maybe walking up to someone and putting them on the spot could intimidate them, but also I think in the world we live now, we live in today, genocide. The U.S. and Israel just bombing countries as they see fit, murdering people, just destroying lives and destroying countries and destabilizing an entire region and the entire globe. I think it's okay to make people uncomfortable a little bit. Okay, when the opposite is genocide and looking away and turning a blind eye to people being murdered by the thousands, it's okay to make people a little uncomfortable in the street when it's a very simple answer.
Your freedom to do that, but this is just not the right time for an interview.
So you're a kind man, you're a nice man, but nice and good are different things, sir. And we ask you in the name of Jesus to walk in Jesus' path, brother.
And I take your advice, sir.
Thank you. God bless you, sir.
God bless you.
Free Palestine. Thank you for your time, brother.
Thank you.
Did he say free Palestine?
Thank you. God bless you, sir.
God bless you.
Free Palestine. Thank you for your time, brother.
Thank you.
And there you have it. If you guys would want, I can try to reach out to PNN, to Abu Ras. I can send him a Twitter message, and maybe we can do like some kind of fun IRL stream in DC when I go there. Let me know. I think that would be fun. I'd like to connect and keep expanding my connections with people. Folks, I'm going to take a short break for a couple hours, and then we'll be back live at 10 p.m. with Brittany Simon, James from Uninformed Leftist, and Comrade Casey. Thank you to everybody who sent in a generous super chat. Thank you so much. Jim for the 5 gifted memberships. That's so appreciated, Jim. Thank you so much. To everybody who was here, we very much appreciate you all. Exit, DG or Hui. Let me thank everybody who sent in a super chat. Jim and Haley and Dizzle McFizzle, DG and Exit, and Chris and Mac Lopez, and Jim for the gifted, and Marina for the super message. Thank you guys so much. This was a fun little chill Sunday stream. I will be back in a couple of hours. We'll be back in a couple of hours. And tomorrow, I want to do a stream. I'm just not sure what it's going to be. Maybe tomorrow night, we'll eat the hot nuts. I'll talk to the boys, and I'll see what's up if I feel like there's not a lot of topics to cover. Maybe we'll do a Lego stream tomorrow night. We will see. It's the last week of the month. Going to go hard. I'm going to stream a lot. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your night. See you in a couple of hours. And as always,
do not worry.